we lost one. Oh, no. We just had it.
Hopefully
welcome, everybody.
Welcome. Hopefully
I know. Sorry, everyone. We were looking at each other as 4 screens on the thing, and all of a sudden we're 3, and it's way different now. But hi, everyone. It's election day. I'm excited. Are you excited, Willie?
Always excited. In fact, I'm so excited. I always wait till election day to do this.
That was good. I fell for it there for a second. You almost had me there. You almost freaking had me. That was a good one. Man, I've been pumped up so much today between like nerves and excitement. I don't know whether I'm like my ADHD is in full swing or I'm just having a crazy manic episode today. I'm just so excited today to see the shit show. It's fun. It's already been fun.
It's going to be a fun shit show indeed.
Yup. I've already been hearing like people have been bringing like gas and stuff to polls, like trying to like blow the buildings up and shit. Like people are already going crazy today. It's been nuts. I love it.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be, I just hope it'll be peaceful crazy, like nonviolent crazy, but we know what's going to happen and everything. So,
Yep. All right. Welcome. You want to welcome in our guests? I know we're still our -1, but
yeah, we're -1 right now. So we have here Stephanie Choelensky. She is the vice presidential candidate for the Socialist Party USA, and the presidential candidate William Stodden. He was here. He should be back. But Stephanie, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi. So, like you said, my name is Stephanie Choelensky. I've been with the Socialist Party, for well over 20 years. I started out in the Young People's Socialist League. I was very active in the Women's Commission. I helped found the Denver local, the North Carolina local, and the Minnesota local twice. We got 3 local Socialist Party members elected to office here in Minneapolis in the past 3 years, and currently one is running unopposed for school board. So we do expect that to work out. We also endorsed someone for a House seat here in Minnesota. And yeah, like you said, I'm the vice presidential candidate, and I also have served as chair and am on the national committee. So this is pretty much my life.
That's so awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm no stranger to the presidential candidates because I've chauffeured quite a few around over the years, and I've known I think I've known just about every one of them. There might be a couple of them there's like a couple of them I haven't met, but or known, like interacted with. But
test. Can you hear me?
Welcome back, my friend.
Here.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to turn
William.
I tried to turn the internet on from my router, and it shows that it's connected, but it's not. So I had to go back to mobile. I'll just stay there. That seems to be pretty safe.
All right. That works.
Feel free to introduce yourself.
Yes.
Oh, you want me to introduce myself?
Yes.
My name is Bill Stodden. I am the soon-to-be former presidential candidate from the Socialist Party USA. Soon to be, as soon as they end up calling the election in the state of Iowa, that'll be the official end, and then we'll see how many write-ins we get over the next week or so. But I'm happy to be here, live in the state of Iowa, professor by trade, philosopher by discipline, and I used to be a professor. Now I actually work at homelessness prevention.
Nice.
We are on the Iowa ballot. I guess you can't really see this, but this is a sample Iowa ballot, and we are there.
I got to vote for myself, and you know what? My son, who's 18 years old, got to vote for his dad in his first election.
Actually, I have a Greg Payson story for you to share because he told me that in 2000, his father was the only person in America that voted for a socialist for the U.S. Senate and voted for George W. Bush for president because his dad was a staunch Republican, but he voted for his son for the U.S. Senate.
Well, that's
Very
nice.
cool.
Well, I believe that because apparently Greg just writes in socialism on his ballots, which I guess would mean he doesn't even vote for himself. But the rule is if you don't vote for yourself, I don't know if anyone should vote for you. That's kind of a...
Well, he said he voted for us today, so...
Well, I hope so. I've known Greg a long time, and he works incredibly hard for the party.
Yeah, I've known Greg almost 30 years. Actually, it's been quite a minute.
Yeah. I knew when Trevor was just a little kid, and Greg's were in the anarchist lane as I am, and as you know, the Socialist Party USA is a multi-tendency party, as the working class is a multi-tendency group. So.
Except for we don't have any right wingers in our party.
I guess the DSA would be the closest thing we have to the right wing, like kind of centrist. But yeah. We are revolutionary socialism from below, and so you go by Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jimmy was mentioning how already there's talks about madness in the voting process, and I think it is important to stress that. We are the ones, and we're not alone. There's other people on the far left doing this. We are the ones standing for democracy. We want to expand democracy. We want economic democracy and political democracy. I would argue in the U.S. because of ballot restrictions and campaign funding and a variety of systemic hurdles, we don't have true democracy in the U.S. So, Bill, go ahead.
I was just going to add that I was telling my friend today how depressing it is that democracy in the United States is defined as picking between one pre-selected billionaire and another pre-selected billionaire. That's all we have. That's all that's left of democracy. And so whenever these idiots are on TV saying that we're fighting for democracy and this might be our last election, I sort of have to laugh because, I mean, like, what democracy? What democracy? It's already gone. It's like we have less democracy now in the United States than they had under PRI in Mexico, and under the PRI in Mexico, where at least the PRI was honest about what they were. They weren't lying and pretending that this is some sort of people rule. It definitely is not.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's kind of what America has ended up becoming too, is like this dual battleship between the two. I was discussing this earlier, like the capitalism has kind of just bred this like competition of just one against like a 1v1 on everything. I mean, you've got Apple versus Android, you've got Pepsi versus Coca-Cola. It's like always just two major things that are battling it out, and everybody seems like that's like this free choice in America that we supposedly have, but it to me it just doesn't. Yeah, it's just a duopoly type thing.
And it took me years to realize. That even an inside-outside strategy doesn't work. And I was, I mean, most people who knows me knows I used to be a hardcore partisan Democrat. Then as I entered the socialist movement, I was still kind of doing the outside strategy, saying, well, I can support a Paul Wellstone here, or in recent years, I can support AOC over there. And then you're going to end up being disappointed even by them. And I don't voter shame, but it's my conscience that I can't ever support anybody in the duopoly again. So I am now 100% outside the two-party system, because in this country, the Democratic Party is in the same area, is slightly to the right of UK conservatives. And that's not where you're supposed to be. Even if there's a tiny social democratic wing in the Democratic Party, the corporate structure of the Democratic Party will make damn sure their hands are tied and can't do a damn thing. So you're going to just kind of have to do it yourselves and find electoral alternatives if you do believe in electoralism. And I'm starting to doubt if electoralism works in the United States anymore.
Well, you have to take a look at who endorsed Kamala Harris. You got your typical, usual suspects like Oprah, and I suppose Beyonce and Taylor Swift both endorsed Kamala Harris as well. But also Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney, who 20 years ago, that party was completely against. So why is it that they're out there going and celebrating the fact that the warmonger neoconservative Dick Cheney is out there? It's not that Dick Cheney moved. It's the Democrats moved. to the point where
Yeah.
Dick Cheney could endorse him comfortably. You know,
He was
I
Trump
mean,
before Trump.
yeah, I mean, if you think about it, like, if you think about what Dick Cheney was back in 2000, 2002, 2004, like the Democrats were the evil, like the great evil Satan in this country. You know, there was no working with the Democrats. We couldn't work, you know, in any way, shape, or form with them because everything they stood for was wicked. But now he's endorsing Democrats. It's not that the Democrats, or it's not that Dick Cheney suddenly grew a heart, because we all know he keeps his heart in his pocket. But the fact is the Democrats have shifted so far to the right that it becomes possible for Dick and Liz Cheney to still hold their beliefs and still hold all their ideas and their principles, and yet still feel very comfortable endorsing Kamala Harris. And I think that's something, you know, that's very telling in this country, that the Democrats are where Dick Cheney was 20 years ago, and the Republicans have moved that far to the right where there's still tiny little bit of daylight between them.
Well, there's a tiny little bit of nuance. You could say that the Democratic Party today is where George W. Bush and Dick Cheney's Republican Party were 20 years ago,
Right.
but they just don't hate minorities and LGBTQ people as much.
Right. Yeah, they got the bombs and they got the genocide, but they got the rainbow flag on it, on the bombs now.
It makes all the difference in the world, right?
Yeah, it's really important that they put that
Yeah.
rainbow flag on there.
Yeah. So,
Well,
it's just disgusting how the politics is in this country, and there's not even any talk like 2016, as depressing as that election was. At least in 2016, 2020, there was talk about labor law reform and vaguely Medicare for all. You're not talking about that now.
No.
And Kamala Harris rather be embraced by Dick Cheney than to work for Medicare for all. That's where the Democratic Party is.
That's right.
It just gives credence to that ratchet effect theory of the Democrats, and also makes you realize that maybe they're both just controlled opposition, that they do this kind of stuff, the Democrats veering to the right a little bit, so that they always get their way, that there always will be a two-party fights and nothing will ever come of it. Like a controlled opposition on both sides at all times, no matter what.
Exactly. And you know, when Roe versus Wade got overturned, I have a theory about that. And my theory is basically this. I think that a lot of Democrats were happy, and I think some Republicans, some pro-life Republicans, were actually kind of sad because they didn't have that carrot stick to the pro-life movement anymore, and the Democrats have a new carrot stick, and they didn't have to talk about the hardcore economic issues, and then they go around blaming Bernie Bros for Roe versus Wade being overturned, when it was Mitch McConnell that was doing what he was doing when Scalia died and when Ruth Bader Ginsburg died and all that. That was Mitch McConnell's doing. That was nothing to do with them. And what did Biden do when he became president? He could have expanded the courts or imposed term limits or something along those lines. Combination thereof. Didn't do a damn thing.
No.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, all of the outrage that the Democrats put up over these last 4 years has just been for show. It reminds me of the whole thing where the Democrats were kneeling in kente cloth, you know, pretending like there was all like white millionaires, like, you know, celebrating Juneteenth or whatever. Oh, that's ridiculous, man. I don't know how anyone in this country who, you know, I'm not black, obviously, I'm a white guy, but someone who has the heritage that would wear a kente cloth, I don't know how they could possibly like go through their day without being offended by that. But
yeah,
maybe they just looked at that and said, well, that's just white people doing stupid white shit again.
We be doing that a lot.
Just ignored it after that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, you know, to me, when I look at the choices, I'm like, you know, is there things about, there are things about Trump that's scary? Sure. Sure. I mean, but, you know, there are things that Biden did, and with Kamala Harris carrying on the torch, that's scary too. I mean, both have scary things to offer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's no alternative but to either just look for another alternative, or just not vote and work in direct action. And for me, I'm compromised with a graveyard shift, but if I can, I encourage people to do direct action. That's where the change is going to take place.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I also think that there needs to be something that has been lacking, especially in the leftist progressive side, is a good mixed blend of activism and legislation. A lot of people will go and protest till the cows come home, but it doesn't ever really seem to change too much. Maybe the hearts and minds of a lot of people, but legislatively, it doesn't seem to do anything. So we've got to start figuring out a way for us to learn how to write these bills, take them to the assembly and get them up for a vote, so that way they can come up for people to even notice it and want to vote for it and get that change done.
We're actually doing something as a party, and probably Stephanie can speak a little bit more about this.
Yeah.
I see her over there. She's like, let me at it.
Go for it. Go for it. I'll pass the mic.
So I am very excited because we have recently formed a ballot access committee ballot access working group in the Socialist Party USA. And what's so exciting about this is, well, first off, it's going to be year round. So this isn't something where we have a campaign and that's when we start worrying about ballot access. Because you have to do it that much in advance. And we have some really great members that are going to be working on it. Like, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to help us draw independent far left candidates that are willing to run elections. And obviously, as a multi-tendency party, we do debate the purpose of why we might run candidates. Personally, maybe since I'm talking about this, maybe Bill can talk a little more about why we're running for office. Obviously, we know we're not going to win, but we do need to present that alternative. So I really hope this is going to help us with running candidates that actually present an alternative to the lack of choice. Because petitioning, I spent a lot of time petitioning this summer, and by and large, that was one thing people wholeheartedly agreed on, is that we need more candidates. We need candidates that actually represent their views. And they're really, the two major parties aren't even trying to represent the working class. I mean, the Democrats aren't trying. The Republicans, if you watch the convention, they kind of portray that they are, but in reality, it's all smoke and mirrors, and really they rely on anger and grievance and not class solidarity, of course. But yeah, we do have this new committee. I'm really proud of it. I have a lot of respect for the people who are working on it. We actually did a live stream with Richard Winger from Ballot Access News. Was that 2 weeks ago? But it is one tactic. I also believe in direct action, union organizing, protest. We do many things. Elections, electoral politics is just one. But Bill, I'd like if you would tell why we're not trying to pull the Democrats to the left.
No. Well, first of all, independent political action is necessary. We're a political party. We're not a we're not an activist organization. We're not a debating society. The Socialist Party USA is actually a political party. And as such, one of our primary reasons for existence, I suppose you would say, that the raison d'etre, to use the mangled French, is to actually participate in political competition. Whether we win or lose, I mean, that's beside the point. I know that a lot of people were really upset with the fact that we were even running a candidate this year for president, and a lot of the besides the ill will that some people had toward us, a lot of the arguments that I heard actually make a lot of sense, because we don't have a lot of money or resources. We don't have a lot of people that could help with the campaigns like that. And we haven't really taken a lot of time to identify like leadership and different kind of infrastructure, models and things like that. And so, it makes sense that we wouldn't run a political campaign. But if we aren't running a political campaign, what do we exist as a party for? We might as well call ourselves the Socialist Club of America or something like that, rather than the Socialist Party USA. So this is one of the things the Ballot Access Working Group is going to do, not only to work with, making sure we actually know how to get ballot access, making sure we train people on how to go out to these different places and get ballot access, but also to begin identifying possible candidates for president, sure, but also for down ballot elections, because Stephanie will tell you she had all kinds of good luck and put a lot of work in getting people elected in the city of Minneapolis. And a lot of these places that we see in the country, there aren't even any people who are running. Like most of the candidates are running unopposed. So a socialist could easily run against the Republican and get 46% of the vote in that race.
Or there was one where there wasn't any qualified candidate recently.
Right. In like Tennessee. Yeah, we could have put a socialist into that campaign and they would have won because there was no opposition to it. And so if we are
I don't know if they'd let us do that, but we could try.
Well, who cares what they would let us? But anyway, we would try anyway. The point is that if we had that ballot access committee, working, for a year or whatever, we could have identified a race like that and actually possibly identified someone that would be able to, fill that position and actually take a stand and get the word about socialism out there. Because if we're not running elections, then we don't really have a reason to exist. And so that's one of the reasons why we are running an election. That's one of the reasons why we'll probably run an election. I think that next time around, if we got the ballot access working group, going strong, and we got ballot access in some places or got some assets to acquire ballot access fairly easily, I'll be very supportive of it, because that's what we lacked this time, and we had to teach ourselves a lot of stuff.
Just to clarify, I wanna say that this is our opinion, and we do have many tendencies in the party. If you do not believe in working through electoral politics, if you just want to do direct action, if you just do union organizing, you can be in the party. It isn't required. I mean, generally, I think you should, not work against any of our campaigns, obviously. But if you don't think that's the way to go, I don't want to portray it as that's the only thing we do, or you have to agree to us. But I want to give a little bit of snark at not recently. I think it was last year. I work at the University of Minnesota. I'm a biochemist and a lab manager there. And Democratic Socialists of America, or DSA, if you know the history, depending on who you ask, it was a question of contention between the Debs caucus and I think the majority of the Debs caucus was the minority, I believe. And they were the more far left in the Socialist Party of America, and the roots of the Socialist Party USA are in the Debs caucus, whereas the roots of DSA are more in the majority of the SPA, and they merged with another group. And there are definitely a lot of DSA members in the SP. I mean, we did have that conflict, but we don't believe in, we are an independent group. We don't believe in just trying to, pull the Democrats to the left. But so recently, the DSA chapter at the University of Minnesota had a workshop where they were going to discuss how to get socialists elected to office in Minneapolis. And I was very tempted to go there and ask if that is your strategy. I'm a bit confused because, with a tiny fraction of your numbers and money, the Socialist Party USA, and we had just formed a local, and I'm not taking credit for this. A lot of this was Adriana Serio and her amazing organizing skills. Most of it was, but we did manage to get socialists elected to office 3 years in a row. And 3 years in a row, I believe that I don't think DSA ever endorsed any of our candidates. And they do have a tendency to endorse the Democrats. So is that their strategy, to get socialists elected to local office in Minneapolis is to endorse the Democrat over the Socialist? Because if it is, they're doing a bang up job. So thank you, DSA. I don't quite understand it, but keep working your magic.
Well, if you count AOC as a socialist, then I suppose that they were successful at that.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, we did win our elections without their endorsement. So I don't know. Maybe they did something I don't.
I think DSA is just extremely unorganized and just all over the place. They've been like that for as long as at least I've heard about them. But I definitely commend you guys for at least wanting to start working on the down ballots, the local politics, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that I know that are going to thank you for that, because that's all we ever talk about is like, you can vote for president and you're never going to get the one you want. But at least with a local, you actually have a fucking chance, because sometimes these people do run unopposed completely. And if you just had one person going against him, you have a 50% shot. Like, just to statistically, that's amazing. So that's really good. So
Absolutely right.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you guys. So once you guys' campaign is all over and done with, is that your guys' next step is staying in the Socialist Party and starting to work on a lot of that?
Well, that's the thing we're going to be doing between now and the next campaign.
Okay.
And so the thing is that Stephanie has a lot of experience in the local level already. And we had some people who are working with us who also have a lot of experience doing various aspects of running the campaign. But I felt like, for me, we had over a year. We had about 14 months in this campaign, and I learned something about running for office like every single week of that campaign. Like, I learned something brand new. And the thing is that the things that I learned during this campaign, like the Democratic Party just has whole armies of people who already know how to do all this stuff and who are currently doing it right now, getting ready for the next election. They get that's right. They get paid. Right. We are all volunteers. And so if we can take some of the organizational, I think that was it Brian? I think Brian, our treasurer, made a really good point last time we were talking about how because we endorsed the Green in 2020, we haven't really done party building or ballot access work in like 8 years. And all of the institutional knowledge that was gained by Mimi's campaign, which was fantastic, has been forgotten and lost. And so we were learning a lot of this stuff like from scratch. And my goal, my idea, it would be that we're able to take the information that we gain from this. And from a traditional standpoint, you might call our campaign a failure because we got on the ballot in one state in Guam and got write-in status in about a dozen other states. And that took a lot of work and a lot of effort on the part of a very few group of very dedicated individuals to get even that. But the thing is, we gained a lot of really valuable organizational experience in this campaign that if we can keep it up, we can transfer that onto the next group of people, whoever they are, so that they're not reinventing this wheel every 4 years. So that they come in and they can utilize that 14 months to their advantage rather than having to reteach themselves how to run a presidential campaign.
I remember when the first time I was doing write-in 1996, and this was for Mary Calholis. It was a learning experience for me. We weren't able to get Mary Calholis on the North Carolina ballot as a write-in, unfortunately, but she did come to North Carolina to speak to us on the campaign trail and everything. And we gained a local out of it. We didn't have a local when I was doing the write-in, but we ended up with a local. And we ended up with a pretty vibrant local for a few years. It was one of the more active locals for a while. Socialist Party usually has a rising star local that will pop up, and so we were kind of it for a while.
When I joined, you guys were the big one. You guys, North Carolina was the big, and there's a lot of new ideas coming from North Carolina, and that was pretty impressive to me when I saw how organized y'all were and how there was like 15 of you.
Actually, we ended up having 55 members, which was kind of high. for a
Yeah.
Socialist Party local. And I used to joke around and say we were basically the Wisconsin Socialist Party, but a hell of a lot younger.
Willie, you know your history. I was actually the liaison to the Wisconsin Socialist Party, which they would call the rest of the Socialist Party the New York local of the Socialist Party, which was, I mean, if you know the history, you kind of know what that is. But I mean, my strategy is and always has been to stick with the party. I am almost loyal to a fault, but I really believe in this party. I believe in all the things that make us different as far as being multi-tendency, staunchly anti-authoritarian, socialism from below. What we want is economic democracy and definitely more, I would say, more revolutionary than reformist. But we do have, one of my goals for the campaign was to call every member, and I am not going to accomplish that before election night, obviously, but I've called hundreds of members and I've talked to maybe I don't know, 30, and they are just some of them. We have just some of the most amazing members. I encourage anyone in leadership to do this because, gosh, I've met some neat people, and the left is in a bit of a state right now. I mean, it isn't just the Socialist Party facing this, but with all the attacks on ballot access and just the rise of fascism. It was, fundraising, keeping organized. It's tough, and we need help. We need your money. We need your volunteers. Every Thursday we do run a study group. If you go to leftunitystudy.com, but we are going to get through this because these problems are not going anywhere. And who else is really, obviously the liberals don't have any solutions. They don't even admit that there's any option other than capitalism, and personally, I am not a big fan of the more I know they don't like the word authoritarian, but the more centralized state. I think it might have some uses, but I do like the socialism from below model, and the party itself is based on that. We are very local. Power is more concentrated in the locals rather than the people at top dictating the platform to everyone below them, which, if that was the case, I definitely want my anarchist blood would boil at that, and I wouldn't be able to join. And as anarcho-communist, I don't really have anywhere else to go. So I'm definitely sticking to the Socialist Party. But I really do think we have a bright future after talking to so many members. We just have to put in the work, because there's great people working right now, but they need help because we can't carry it all,
Well, many conversations I've had with, you both know him, Dwight Welsh, over the years. We kind of jokingly talk about seeing the world, and we still see the world through the eyes of our days in the SPUSA. And we were like, it's almost as if in the present we're looking at the world still as we were 25 years ago in the SPUSA from that perspective. And so a lot of it just never left us. And it's just a lot, like the multi-tendency, that sort of thing. I value that because I value the collective, and I value the idea of free thought, and they don't have to be. Huh?
What is free dot?
Free thought.
Oh, free thought. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
Wait, what's free thought?
That's Willie's accent.
Yeah.
Wait, what's free thought? We live in America. There's
So I value them, and they don't have to be excluded from each other. And so that part has always been entrenched in me. Although I came in there heavily reformed minded, I still have it, probably a lot of it in me. I have turned more radicalized over the years and disgusted with capitalism. I'm significantly more anti-capitalist than I have ever been in my life. and just seeing what capitalism has done in this country. And I'm at my wit's end, seeing what's done to the United States, seeing what's done around the world. I mean, capitalism needs to be just needs to be done away with.
Yeah, and just speaking about that, and Dwight, Dwight used to be a neighbor of mine. Basically, we tried to form a Southern Illinois local when we both lived in Carbondale. Like he lived
I remember that actually,
less than a mile away from my house. But basically, I think that as a person who's kind of drifted in and out of the party for years, and I'm more in now than I was. I think that I came to the Socialist Party in around 99, 2000 because I was looking for a home on the left, and the party itself has always been an organization that would accept someone like me. That's basically, I'm not a Marxist at all, and I make a point of saying that because I think that we have a lot of Marxists within the party, and I think that it's very easy for them to get the idea that that is the only way to possibly see, socialism. I'm not a materialist. I would consider myself more of a post-materialist, in that I think that we need to have an ethically organized society. And if we ethically organize society, however that shakes out, eventually it will look like what people call socialism. It's not because I'm convinced that dialectical materialism is something real. I believe that there are class conflicts and class antagonisms, but that's not the single driving force of history as the antagonisms working themselves out. I think that there are a lot of things that even people who are bitterly divided on the question of economics have in common. And if we all want good things for society, we should all find out what those good things are and work for them. And I just happen to think that equals socialism. And so the Socialist Party has always been a party that is willing to take a weirdo like myself and say, okay, you can be in the party, you can help us. We need work, and we can agree on these 9 or 10 things or whatever in the statement of principles. We can all agree on these things, and let's work for those things. And the differences we have we can save those for the convention or for the debating groups, and we're still working towards socialism. So
let's unite against the fascists, and put each other against the wall later on. I want to share an anecdote that you guys might appreciate, and I'm kind of curious on your thoughts about this. Well, first, I don't remember the context, but Mimi Soltysik, who was a awesome presidential candidate, and I served with him as co-chair for many years, was approached by apparently leadership in DSA, and I don't know if they were trying to woo him over to DSA more than SPUSA, but they really didn't know Mimi, because one of the things they said was that the Socialist Party was a party for drug addicts and criminals and homeless people. And he's like, yeah. And he took it as like the best compliment. He's like, yeah, the working class. And we are a bunch of misfits. And one thing I've been very adamant about is we are intersectional socialist feminists, meaning that we reject liberal identity politics as well as the class reductionism that some, not a lot, but there are people on the far left that honestly, or at least claim to believe that fighting against white supremacy and wanting to dismantle the other hierarchical systems that definitely are shaped by and are intertwined with class, but are also distinct identities like race and gender and sexual orientation. They just believe that's all a distraction, and it is something that the working class uses to divide us, which it is. But that's exactly why we need, every revolutionary movement that has been successful on the left has been shaped by those most marginalized by that. And that's going to be queer people, that's going to be people of color, that's going to be women, that is going to be the homeless, that is going to be the prisoner, that is going to be, I mean, Debs was a prisoner, that is going to be the drug addict, it is going to be the outcasts. And that is what we're building. We are fighting these hierarchies. We are forever on the side of the working class and the marginalized. And it isn't just class.
Yeah, what did Deb say? Well, there's a lower class, I'm a member of it. Well, there's
a criminal
element, I'm of it. You know, that's actually what he, you know, that was the core of his ideology, is that we take the side of the people who the ruling class throws off, because those are the people who, number one, you know, are the people who have the most to gain from what we're trying to do, and number two, those are the people who are not going to be the people that stick us in the back when we're all out there fighting on the line. They're going to be the ones that are fighting to the death. Those are the people that those are the people that we come from.
Well, and I know your guys' background is with the more like dirtbag or left. So I'm kind of curious where you kind of stand on the feminist issue.
He's the dirtbag left. He's a dirtbag left.
Yeah. I don't say that as like a negative, although
you're a dirtbag.
Yeah, I'm a dirtbag. Well, I use that term because it's just funny. I just think it's a funny term. It's cute. So I was like, okay, I'm a dirtbag leftist. I just basically
always been dirty.
Huh?
We've never done the high road. The left has always been dirty. I don't think we're moral about it. I don't think we're like we're shady and like manipulative, but we've always been dirty and vulgar.
I try to not be vulgar, Stephanie. I
do too. That's kind of my Minnesota side, but I have no problem with it. It's just not my personality.
That's what Amber Lee Frost was basically saying in her 2016 article when she was commenting on the Chapo Trap House people about what they was calling the dirtbag left and everything. It was it was basically turning vulgarity into a political strategy, basically. Not being politically incorrect, like you're being a racist, misogynist asshole or anything like that, because I'm opposed to that. But just being off color, off the cuff, just to make points and really to jab at the powerful. It's a way to punch up.
Yeah.
And that's my strategy. That at least I think it works for me. So,
Jimmy, does it work for you?
I don't have the same kind of strategy that he does. I think that's what I love about mine and his dynamic, is just two different types of opinions coming at it and either disagreeing or agreeing or talking about it. So I am, when it comes to politics, at least, I just feel like I'm homeless. I look at it like how I used
the Socialist Party.
I've been listening to you guys, and I was actually thinking about checking it out tonight, because I've literally been in all the parties, like DSA, Green Party. I ran for office as a Democrat. I've been a libertarian. I've been all of them all of my life, and it just doesn't, I'm the kind of person, I like to organize. If I'm going to join something like that, I'm full in, I want to be part of the board. I want to fucking just get shit going. And most of those don't. Or if you're a Democrat, and if you're not their chosen candidate, you're just kind of kicked to the curb. So I've always took my thing as I'm like it was like how I took my belief system back in the day, is I called myself an eclectic witch. Is I nitpick about the little things that I like about everything, and I make that my own. And so that's what I call myself. So if somebody wants to call me a socialist, I'm like, okay, yeah. If somebody wants to call me I don't know, a communist or whatever, I'm like, I like a little bit of that too sometimes. What do you want from me? I like a little bit of everything, and then what I don't like, I just throw it out. So that's kind of what I call it.
Sounds like you'd fit right into the Socialist Party. You live in Southern California?
Yep.
We actually are trying to organize down there.
I've been trying to figure out things to organize out here, because the goddamn DSA and Green Party aren't doing shit.
The Socialist Party is trying to organize it. We got some good I would say good communists who live down there, good socialists who live in Southern California. Shannon lives down there, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, Shannon definitely helped. Shannon's why we were able to get these signs. And I do want to send you guys some. We were part of the Stop LAPD Spying organizing back when Mimi was around. And we do have members out there, but we're not organized, unfortunately. But we are definitely looking for organizers. And one thing I will say about the party, if you agree with the statement of principles, that's obviously the most important thing. We are a lot less top down. That also means like when you're in power, like, if you're a megalomaniac, I'm not saying you are, but it is kind of funny to watch. Over the years, there have been some people that are kind of power hungry and they come into the SP and rarely do they ever get anywhere. But if they do, they are just so quickly disillusioned because no one looks up to you as a leader. I mean, they might appreciate you, but your word isn't law.
Right. And power, like if you have a title, if you have some kind of title, that means you're just working.
Yeah, that means you got a lot more work. And
hey, that's better than a lot of other places. Yeah, I just do all the work, and they're like, "Thanks," and then on to the next thing. It's like,
if you're the organizer, they're gonna write you emails in the middle of the night.
Cool.
Try to get you to go to like Mars.
You guys don't even know I am a monster when it comes to politics. If you guys get me in, it's over. Like you're gonna have the whole state of fucking California organized in 2 years. I swear to God. Like this is what I do. I make nonprofits. I do bylaws. I do mission statements. I run candidacies. I do all of it. I love this stuff. This is my bread and butter. I just haven't found my spot yet.
Well, I guarantee it.
So good to hear that.
Socialist Party would love you.
Just in general, like whether you join or not. I'm also a wobbly. It's hard to find people that are really dedicated to this. And for me, I don't understand how you can watch, like how anyone can watch the news. Right. And like it destroys you. But the way I keep going is like, well, I'm doing something about it, and I'm working alongside people who also care and who also feel the same way and who are also doing something. And that is so much of a life draft for me. And like I'm doing awesome now, but like in like my darker days, like I was a teenager, like I said, I was a little older than a teenager when I joined, and I really did not have a lot going for me. And it might have honestly saved my life because it gave me so much purpose. And I weighed all the different parties, and I kind of did it backwards because most young people come in, they join the Young People's Socialist League, and then they join the Socialist Party. And I was fortunate to have someone like Susan Durazio, who I'm guessing, Willie, you knew Susan, right? And Eric?
I know Susan and Eric. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
They live in North Carolina now, right?
Yep, they're in Carborough, I believe.
Okay, that's what I was told. I would like to get in touch with both of them, and I mean, and I'd like to take them out to dinner and all of that. I really would love to meet with them again. If at the end of the show, if you're still in touch with Susan and Eric, I'll give them my email. Tell them that I would love to go have dinner with them. Take them out. My treat. Yes, let's go out sometime.
Yeah. I know Eric. I really have to get to North Carolina to meet with him as well. I'm hoping to travel there soon. He doesn't like the Zoom calls as much. He will do them, but he does like meeting in person. So, and he's a firebrand. I think.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. But I do hope. I wanted to have a campaign party in end a campaign party in North Carolina, but I wasn't able to swing that. But I do hope to come there soon, especially since it already snowed here. It snowed on Halloween.
Ooh, you're lucky. We don't get snow in North Carolina, hardly ever.
Well, that's how I view it, but because I actually like the snow in winter, although it lasts a long time.
Yeah, Jimmy's not particularly crazy about snow, and I wouldn't blame her considering what she went through.
I like snow. It's just the amount of that comes out here because Big Bear Mountain is ridiculous. So yes, just it's the weather change. It's the environment's changing. Everything's changing. I mean, I don't think there's ever been a time where we were stuck out here with 12 feet of snow. It's absolutely. I love snow. I love shoveling snow, but when it gets to 12 feet, I don't want anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with it. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that, though.
Man, being locked in your house because you can't shovel snow because there's nowhere to put the snow that's already piled up that you piled up on the side. There's like no more and all this new stuff. Oh man, it's so frustrating. Oh, it's so bad.
Is that Big Bear? Is that by Palm Springs?
Yeah. A couple years ago, we got snowed in for like 2 weeks. It was horrible.
I used to live up in 29 Palms.
Oh, okay. I go
Yeah.
out there literally all the time because it's like gay central, so it's like my favorite area to hang out.
In 29 Palms?
No,
Oh, wow.
Palm Springs, Palm
Oh,
Springs.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
29 Palms is more of like an older retirement-ish areas.
It's military. It's all military and
Yeah.
meth addicts.
Yeah.
So now we're all trying to figure out, okay, is Bill gay or a meth addict or retired?
Just
No,
go
I
with
was in the-
all of it.
no.
Just go with all of it.
No, I
All
was in the
three.
Marine Corps. I lived in 29 Palms in the Marine Corps.
Okay. I'm a military brat. I grew up and graduated from Edwards Air Force Base.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just been out here in this, desert California, literally my whole life. I went from graduating there and then owning a business on there. So I've just like never left there for the longest time, and then moved up to the mountains, and it's like a whole different experience. It's so nice.
Yeah, if I could afford it, I'd live out there, but I have to win the lottery first.
Yes.
I thought you were going to Cuba. In Minecraft. Not really.
You
Where
said
are
in
you from
Minecraft?
originally, Jimmy?
In my dreams.
Originally, I'm from California. Yeah, I was born out in Mojave Desert, right next to Edwards Air Force Base.
Oh,
So,
wow,
yeah,
interesting.
I've
Were
just
you at
been
like a
out here.
music festival or
Huh?
were you at like a
What?
music festival? Because you
When?
said you were born in the desert.
Yes. Well, the high Mojave Desert, that's what they're all known for. Like, so Mojave, Roseman, Lancaster, Palmdale, they're all known as like the Antelope Valley, High Desert, Mojave Desert area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was born in a hospital. Don't worry, I think.
I was not. I was born in the back of a pickup truck in a KFC parking lot.
See, now
That sounds,
that's
that sounds like a country song.
right.
Yeah, because the doctors didn't seem to believe my mom knew what she was talking about.
Jesus Christ.
I was born in a pickup truck in the back
Right?
of a KFC.
Can you imagine, like 5 minutes later, she's calling the hospital and there's like crying baby. She's like, I told you, fuckers.
Yeah, I mean, because where I grew up, like my hometown and my house. I mean, I didn't grow up in a town, but it was so rural. That was back when my street number, there was no number. It was just postal rural route blank. So they drove a long way to get that hospital, and I'm sure I take after her a bit. So I'm sure she put up the best fight she could, being in labor and all that. But it is a consistent problem that women aren't taken seriously about their health care complaint, especially Black women of color.
Yep. Oh yeah, and to answer your question too earlier, I am a big feminist. I am huge. I do feel bad sometimes, but I also know that it is the blame of the patriarchy that is trying to equalize women, making men feel less than. So I do have empathy slightly for men, but still I am a woman, and standing next to a man feeling like the rest of the world looks at me as second class citizen or less than, it still has that rumbling in my fire to be like, no, I'm sorry. I've got to be a feminist. I'm sorry, girl power. I'm a Spice Girls generation girl. I'm a girl's girl. So it's just how it's going to be for me, like girl power all the way.
Well, I think what men need is more feminism, because especially the problems that they're facing with expectations on men and emotional issues with men, and just like I can't bring myself to think of one major problem facing men specifically that feminism wouldn't be a boon to, honestly. But I do think it is important that, I think it's kind of a myth, at least when we're talking about socialist feminists, that feminism is all about blaming men or only seeing women as victims and only seeing men as beneficiaries. It does obviously, women are primarily the ones that are lower in the hierarchy, but that doesn't mean it's great for all men all the time. I think it is overall a negative for men, as all hierarchies. I mean, I worked in luxury hotels for a long time, so I did get a bit of an inside view on how miserable even the ultra wealthy are. I mean, having power over your fellow human beings, and Bill and I were talking about this a little bit, about how being motivated by hatred and wanting to keep people under your thumb is just a miserable way to live,
Yep. I completely agree.
As a resident man, I will say that I agree with you, Stephanie, that there is a lot of things that we can solve and that men are going through that could be resolved by having a more feminist approach to the, looking at the world, especially when you're talking about, the different rights. I know that I think Jimmy had mentioned that a lot of the ways that they talk about feminism in our society is as we need to give women rights, but those rights have to come at the expense of men, or men seem to believe that for some reason. I don't feel like my rights are reduced when women have more rights, and as a matter of fact, I think that when women have more rights, I feel like I'm a more equal part of society, because I don't like to be expected to by society to be superior when I don't see myself in that way. I would like to see myself as equal to women in the society, but the one thing I do notice is that a lot of the issues that women face, I don't know if women are doing it to themselves, or maybe we've been programmed. That's the other side of patriarchy, where you have the women out there who are actively fighting against abortion because their patriarchal husbands require them to do that, require them to be that way, and they're actively complicit in their own subjugation because they think that's what society expects from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenon.
I mean, it does make me sad to see women that are so complicit in their own oppression, and capitalism obviously feeds into that, because it is very
Religion
worthwhile.
plays a very big part in that as well.
Yeah, it definitely can. Unfortunately, and I think we're seeing more and more of it when we see economic instability. The solution that the ruling classes and the media I don't know if this is conscious or it's just the way the system works, but rather than uniting against the people oppressing them, the people with all the wealth and power that are making these decisions, people tend to be funneled into blaming each other, like men blaming women, and white people blaming immigrants. And until we get beyond that, until we have class solidarity and true class consciousness, we can't win, which is so sad, because we do have the power. We literally, workers as a whole, have the power to change things in their hand. Women too have the power to change things in their hands.
Yep.
It's obviously not all in women, and especially when it comes to men who are alienated by the current discourse, because I think the current liberal feminist discourse, the identity politics, is very alienating. It's very it can be very negative. It doesn't really give a great place to men, other than kind of like apologizing and taking blame, but not. I mean, not.
Well, yeah. Also, there's the whole thing of like, if we're a man and that's the things that we do are because we're a man, there's no way we could possibly ever be better. There's no way we can possibly get out of that patriarchal trap. To say that, okay, well, we've apologized for patriarchy or whatever is required of us, but because we're simply a man, there's nothing we could possibly do to ever not be that. And so we'll never get past it. I mean, that's like, it's very hopeless. You're absolutely right. That whole narrative is very, just like, there's no way we could ever possibly get over being a man. So we'll always be, the patriarchist or whatever the case may be.
Sometimes.
And of course,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Willie.
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm not saying this is in every case, but sometimes sexism is just the first step toward a lot of other negative aspects of politics. Like, for example, when I was in college, have somebody that was a friend of mine. He's no longer a friend of mine. In fact, we hate each other. But this person was, nominally progressive, supposedly, and he had resentment issues because his mother was kind of crazy, and because his father was an alcoholic, and and he was raised by his grandparents, and so he had issues about women, and he dated a couple of women in college when it was the 1990s and the whole gay and lesbian thing was starting to be more open, and some women started coming out as bisexual or lesbian, and it affected his perceived self view of his masculinity, and so he started becoming more chauvinistic, and his chauvinism, his sexism kind of went into his other areas of more reactionary thought, and he became eventually an obnoxious anti-immigration activist who's made a national reputation. He's kind of a national alt-right figure today. He's a piece of shit of a human being. So, but that's just saying. It starts out with sexism.
Yeah, so much is rooted in that. Like if you look at mass shooters, domestic violence, and perceived grievances against women, which those grievances always seem to be rooted in I want women's bodies and they're able to say no to me. I mean, no matter how they word it, that ultimately seems to be what they're mad about. Well, at the same time, they are telling women that if they have sex with men, that they're worth less as a person, that their worth itself is wrapped up in having sex with men, but only one man, and that sex actually ruins your body, and that they'll respect you less if you have sex. And also they can't decide whether women actually don't enjoy sex at all. Like it just isn't a thing, which I think is what Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson landed on, is that women only pretend to enjoy sex to manipulate men, or like
because they can't do it themselves to their wives. Sorry,
yeah,
did I say that out loud?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Like people like Steven Crowder have never sexually satisfied a woman, and they're almost proud of it. They think it's unmanly to care about women's sexual pleasure. So, like everything they do makes them absolutely unappealing to women. Like women don't want to be with men who hate them and that don't care about their, well-being and sexual enjoyment, and they make themselves just as horrid as possible and expect I don't know what they expect, honestly. It's so mind-boggling. I guess it's just what happens when you get in this pit of deep despair where everything they say is obviously heavily rooted in only emotion. Because I used to go on these sites and I would post, I had a list of I think it was about 30 studies that demonstrate that rejecting restrictive sexist gender roles and basically being a feminist and valuing gender equality are the most important factors to not only healthy relationships, but satisfying sex lives. And this is, mostly for straight people, but it across the board, that's pretty much the two things. If you want to have a healthy relationship, to attract healthy partners, to be in a relationship for a long time, and have good sex, be a feminist. Actually, being a feminist has lots of other benefits. Like feminists tend to not care about how much men fit standard definitions of masculinity and how conventionally good looking they are. I mean, the answers are just so blatantly clear that these men are suffering from patriarchy. They're suffering from the ridiculous expectations they have as a man. And I think where the entitlement comes from is they have sacrificed so much in their life. They have given up hobbies, and everything they do is to fit this very rigid and restrictive definition of masculinity. And because they've sacrificed so much of who they are, that's why they feel entitled to women, because they're like, look at everything I've done. I've made myself an asshole for you, and you don't want me. What's going on? And it's just, I don't know how to reach these men. And that's why we need people like Bill and maybe Willie. I don't know. I think you would be very appealing to some of these men because you are very uncensored and willing to say things how they are, to talk to these men, because they will not listen to me unless I pretend to be a man online, which I have done. So sorry, that's my rant. We do actually have to go on Andy Argo's show in a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, but before you go, Desert Mantis has a question. I know the answer, and you and Bill know the answer, but and Jimmy may know the answer. But the audience, let's see what the audience, especially Desert Mantis, wants to know. What differentiates the Socialist Party from the Party of Liberation, Party for Liberation and Socialism?
Are they explicitly Marxist-Leninist group, or
they are a break off from the Workers' World Party?
Okay, this is more Bill territory than my own, I'd say.
Bill?
Well, I will say we are a multi-tendency group. We are socialism from below. Our history is from the Debs Caucus of the Socialist Party of America. Internationally, we are internationalists, but we might differ a bit on foreign policy. We don't tend to support North Korea or Putin or Assad, not because we support NATO and not because we're not, I mean, we are definitely anti-imperialist. I don't want to get into the weeds of that too much, though, because there's heavy debate on that. You know, I don't want to misrepresent PSL's platform. I would wager that we are more decentralized in our power structure and more local based. Our dues are probably a lot lower. Expectations for members, we're a little less strict on that. And I do think that's important as much as I want members involved. I know that, especially for women that I work with, like if you have caretaking work and you have kids and you're also working a job, you know, you might want to join a party and you might want to pay dues, but you might not be able to go to all the meetings. And I think sometimes if you have those strict rules for joining, not saying that they're wrong to do it, we're just a different tactic. But Bill might be able to talk a little more about. Can you hear us? There we go.
No, I don't think so.
You know, if I can get an email, I have written. I wish I could like pull it up, but I'm trying to be candid rather than just like reading from a script. I have written something short but comprehensive on what does differentiate us as a party, and I would be happy not only to share it with any of your commenters, but actually have a conversation one-on-one. Is that weird?
Nope.
That might be overstepping my bounds.
No, I'm already thinking about inviting you guys back again because I absolutely adore you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna put my email in chat.
Yep.
It says join the chat.
Yeah, it should be a private chat slot on the side.
Oh yeah, if you put that in there, I can put it up in the main chat for everyone.
Okay, my email is just my last name.s at gmail. So Cholensky.s at gmail.
Cholensky.s at gmail.com. There you go.
And I'm going to post what I have written on that on Facebook. And add me on Facebook.
Yes, I just saw that you added me on Twitter, so I added you back. So we're definitely following each other on Twitter. I do a separate show too, where I do gaming and politics. And if you would like to come and do some of that too, and join and collab and come onto that, we can game and do some politics as well.
I haven't played much other than like Final Fantasy from like way back when, but
okay, so easy role playing builder fantasy type games. I got you. I got you, boo. I got you.
Okay, and you have my contact. So.
Yes, I have it. Yeah. No, I'm so excited about you guys. I can't wait to like look into you guys, maybe start working with you more. This like exceeded all of my expectations. You guys are amazing. You. Yes, I really am. Thank you, Willie, for introducing me to them. I'm super, super impressed.
Yeah, there's a lot of great people in the Socialist Party. Thing about the Socialist Party is you can actually touch history. It is the strangest thing. You actually can touch history. I mean, like people like David McReynolds, which I'm sure Stephanie and Bill remember David McReynolds.
Oh yeah, I knew.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Bill? I don't know, Bill.
Or Bill.
I don't know what's going on with Bill.
Yeah,
He needs a break.
yeah.
I don't know why I can't join chat, but I actually cosplayed as Adia from Final Fantasy. No, that's Final Fantasy VIII. I did cosplay as Tifa from Final Fantasy VII.
You've already got my Twitch up in a hoopla right now. They are having a blast with you already. You said Final Fantasy. They're like, video games? What?
Bill, can you hear us now?
Bill, can you quickly go over what's different between us and PSL?
Uh-oh.
I got to log off and join Andy in a bit.
Got it.
Okay.
I will be getting a hold of you shortly.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Stephanie's great seeing you.
Bye.
Good luck.
Poor William. Oh. Unmute him. Wait, he's muted. Okay, there we go. Nope. I'm getting nothing.
Let's see. I'm gonna tell him to keep trying.
We love you. I can't hear. You can hear. Okay, he can hear.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, but we cannot hear you.
Yeah. Keep trying. Okay. Technology. What can you expect, right, Jimmy?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Tifa the Ninja. Yes, exactly, Fox. Thank you guys all for coming in here today. We had a decent amount of people in here. I know somebody said earlier that they were the only one in the chat. Just so you guys know, we are streaming to Willie's Facebook, Willie's YouTube, Braggland YouTube, my Twitch, Braggland Twitch, and Willie's Twitch. So there are 7 places that we are streaming to right now. So if you feel alone, just look at all of those different platforms. I'm pretty sure you will find a friend in need in one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no loneliness to be found anywhere.
William, let me hold on. Keep trying. Okay, drop and come back. I don't either. Do you want to put your website in the private chat, and then we will see you out and do a little outro for you. You guys go check out William Stodden. He is the Socialist. There we go. Thank you. The Socialist Party for USA. I'm going to put the link into the chat right now. Go check him out. If you guys are interested in the Socialist Party like I am, please go look it up. Open mind, give it a shot. I mean, what's the least that could happen? You'd find new people that you're a lot alike, like I did tonight. I mean, it's fucking amazing. And don't forget, if you are in certain states, that tonight, at least in West Coast, you still got a couple of hours. You can go write him in ASAP. So William Stodden, Socialist Party. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on today. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. All the best.
And we'll bring you back. We bring you back. I promise.
Yes. Yeah. Please do come back. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, that was fun. I just wish that there was no connectability issues with Bill. So yeah. As I said, I've known them for quite a few years. Hold on.
That's so
he's
cool.
Trying to come back. Hello.
Yes. He said, just kidding. Nothing. Oh. He's got nothing. I'm sorry.
Oh. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to give it another try.
Okay. Yes, you're very welcome. Thank you very much. Okay. Yes, he said thank you for having us on. Sorry. So yes, thank you guys. Go ahead, go check them out. Like I said, I put the thing in the and I have it right here on the screen down over by Willie. SPUSA2024.org. Go give them a look. Check them out. I mean, like I said, you're just going to end up meeting some cool people, possibly. That was a lot of fun. They were so much more fun than I thought. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. As I said, I've known these people for years, and it's like touching history. Like the late David McReynolds. He was have you ever seen the famous photo from the 1960s in Madison Square Garden in 1965? The gentleman, they're burning the draft cards.
I remember. I think so.
Okay, let me find that photo real quick. The Madison Square Garden. It's a famous, iconic.
Y'all. Yeah, no,
Nin-
go ahead and look for it because I'm gonna start sharing the live elections shit.
65
Look at this,
draft
y'all. It's
card.
setting up. It's setting up, baby. We're setting up.
All
Look,
right.
Trump is already in the lead, so that way he can start calling the election rigged. We ready. We ready. We ready.
Is he really in the lead right now?
Yeah, I just posted it up so you guys all can see it right
Okay,
here.
I was
Harris
just trying to-
27, Trump 29. It looks like he's got most of the states so far. You have to remember, you know, they're
yeah. He's
polls,
getting the red dots in there.
East Coast, their polls just closed 30 minutes ago. So I'm pretty sure most of those places are just right now getting those votes into the voter of registrars on the East Coast right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, but just so you know, like I was saying earlier, this right here is a perfect thing that I was talking about. See how the Republicans are winning because they're already starting to get some of the mail-in votes already counted before the actual day of votes come in. So it's going to happen this way because Republicans are known to do mail-in ballot or mail-in voting more often than Democrats are. So this is how it always happens. But Trump and his people are already out there saying, I'm winning bigly. And it's going to flip because all the today votes are going to come in. And those are all, I've noticed even more today with the college students, are all Kamala supporters. So it's going to flip. And that's where Trump and his people are going to say, the election's rigged. I won the elections. It's rigged. And it's going to be a repeat of 2020 again. I'm telling you now, I am calling this.
Yeah, it's a scary thought. But I was noticing the gubernatorial race. I got some good news. Even though my Green Party candidate didn't win in North Carolina, the Republican didn't win is what matters. Because are you familiar with North Carolina's Mark Robinson, right?
Yes, so I was told that Pennsylvania was the state to look out for, but then today, right before the show, I was told by Hirsch to look out for your state, North Carolina, because of something that's going on with that Republican black racist guy. That said he was like Black Hitler.
The man who calls himself Black Hitler.
Yeah.
At a church, at a white church down in Spring Lake. Is it White? What's it called? Spring Lake. White Lake. I'm sorry, White Lake, North Carolina. He was at some church, and he started talking about some people need killing in a church service. I mean, it's like, that is fucked up, you know.
He said that today.
He said that several months ago.
Oh, okay.
And he was kind of referring to his political opponents, you know. So I figured that Josh Stein was going to win in North Carolina. So North Carolina did make history, strangely enough, tonight with Josh Stein's victory. He's the first Jewish governor of North Carolina. But Mark Robinson, as I said, when he won the lieutenant gubernatorialship in 2020, I just thought he was the only thing that was unusual, he's a black Republican guy. I just thought, okay, he's like Tim Scott in South Carolina. He's, that's what I thought. I didn't think anything. I didn't make anything of it. He's basically Lindsey Graham, if Lindsey Graham was a black guy. But I was just like, no. He's basically Marjorie Taylor Greene worse.
It's like that guy that they try to replace with Gavin Newsom out here in California. We were like, oh yeah, no, we'll take Gavin Newsom back, please.
he's way worse than that guy, Larry. Elder. He's way worse than he makes Larry Elder look. He makes Larry Elder look like Cornel West.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's bad news.
Man, this is interesting though to see all this right now, seeing this happen.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm so excited for tonight, y'all. I cannot wait. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. It's starting. It's officially starting. Gosh. I was saying earlier, it feels like you're almost on like you're getting ready to go on a roller coaster. You don't know if you're gonna die, but you're gonna have a lot of fun, and it's really exciting but scary at the same time. Ugh. That's how it feels.
Here's the thing: if they're going to do that, they should wait till every ballot is counted before they, because that's just going to just get people's conspiracy theories going,
I think that's the fucking point. And plus, people are too impatient. We are a society of instant gratification. We want to know now. And plus, the media is not helping. I mean, look at, you've literally got like a state by state coverage right now, like a playthrough on repeat on NBC right now. So, I mean, they ain't helping either. But this is kind of like how our society is. I mean, it's the same with like football. Look at, they do the same kind of promo for football, get you all ready to watch football. And then you watch football on Sunday and it's like 15 minutes of actual gameplay and the rest of it's all fucking commercials. Like, it's the same shit. It's all, you get them all pumped up and ready and watch it and let's fucking go, just to sit around and wait. We all know we're not going to get the election results for at least a day or so, but it's fun to watch the shit show.
I tell you, the first time that happened in my life was in 2000 when it was, what was it, 2 weeks before it was finalized. I mean, with what happened with between George W. Bush and what's his name, Al Gore. I mean, when I woke up in the morning, it was just kind of like, oh crap, there's no, I figured sometime in the middle of the night that they were going to figure out who won the election, but it was just like it went like day after day. I mean, just like, holy crap. We went about a week and a half before, I think it was about a week and a half before they decided, well, Kathleen Harris, Secretary of State, Governor Jeff Bush, and a Reagan-Bush stacked Supreme Court decided to say, hey, we're going to appoint George W. Bush as president of the United States. And then, then the shitstorm happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I remember that like that. That was yesterday. Of course, that's 24 years ago. It seemed like yesterday.
Yep. I know it. That was I was too young to know politics, but I definitely remember Al Gore and all of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but
Florida.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we'll see what's going on. 30 to 105. That is massive.
Yeah. So far, like I said, it's still early. Things are coming out. So Republicans are going to hit the ground running at first. See, they just keep gaining right now. So we're just going to see Republicans gain and gain and gain. I'm pretty sure not till later on a little bit tonight when the day of votes come in, then we're going to start seeing Democrats increase in the numbers. But yeah, as of right now, as per usual, Republicans are often running. So where's your state at? Is it like over here somewhere?
Oh, let's see. Is this for the Senate? There's no Senate race going on this year in North Carolina.
What? Nobody's running?
For the Senate? No, not for North Carolina. Just a governor's race.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just the sequence of years. I mean, we'll have I think we'll have another Senate race in 2000. We'll have it in 2026 and 28 because it's a 6-year cycle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah, it just happens to just not be one this year.
Got it. Yeah, this is. Oh, independent. Of course, independent. It's fucking Bernie's state. Never mind. Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm glad he won. I just would never donate to Bernie Sanders again. That's my promise.
Yeah. No, that's all over and done with for sure.
Yeah, but I'm not upset he won. I just won't donate anymore to him. There's nothing to donate. I mean, there's no reason to.
Yep, full disappointment.
Yeah.
So you got any plans tonight to watch this?
What now?
You got any plans tonight to continue watching this, or are you going to do something else tonight?
Oh, I guess we'll watch it as long as you and I want to watch this. And if you got a video you like to share, you can, and to kind of take a break from this.
Oh yeah, no, I've got another election coverage live stream to do. I was just wondering if you were gonna watch this tonight, or are you gonna go off and do something else and not even care? I'm
Oh
stuck.
no. I mean, as far as we'll stay here as long as we can want, and after that, once we decide who's more or less winner or what have you, then we'll just take it from here. You're saying, I'm sorry, you're saying when do we want to cut this off?
No. I know we have to cut this off at 6 my time because that's normally what we're doing. I was just seeing what you were up to tonight. If you were gonna keep watching the
Oh yeah,
election.
I probably will keep watching this.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
What is the normal channel that you watch it on?
What, the election coverage?
Mm-hmm.
It depends. I mean, as far as a platform, I would just watch it on YouTube, but I'll just kind of watch it on whatever, just kind of search around.
I know I saw Breaking Points covering it too, I think. Right? Aren't Breaking
That might
Points?
be as good of a point. It might be as good of a place to start as any.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're definitely covering it. For myself, you guys, I just wanted to let you all know in about 20 minutes or so, I will be back live on my Twitch channel, covering the rest of the election night. Maybe have a game on in the background while we've got the election coverage. Me and Hirsch are going to be dual streaming, or at least collaborating together to talk shit about the rest of the fucking election night. Studio, this shit's gonna be fun. I cannot wait.
Who do you end up voting for? Just out of curiosity.
Ooh, y'all are gonna be so mad at me. I didn't vote this year.
I don't vote, Shane.
Nobody knows.
Okay, I didn't vote this year.
And guess what? I have said to people,
I'm
this
done.
might be the last election I'll be voting. So
I know. I just feel like it's pointless, like to get all hyped up and shit just to vote for a president that you're just gonna get let down anyway, and no one's ever gonna listen. Like I'll do local and shit like that, but I'm one of those people who lives in a dry area, so I'm very far away from where I can vote. I don't have a vehicle, I don't have a way to get anywhere, and I don't know the people in my town because I don't like any of them. So I'm just like kind of didn't want to, but at the same time I couldn't.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
No, I mean, as I said, I mean, I don't blame you though. I mean, I don't blame a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's kind of dropped out of the system. And I used to kind of be like, oh, you can't do that. I used to be that guy that would do that, but I don't do that anymore. I totally understand it.
No, yeah, I don't care. Shame me, shit. I'm a glutton for punishment. I like it.
No, I don't. No, that's been my policy in the last couple of years. Is when it comes to if you're on the left, you have to make your own choice whether you do the duopoly or whether you go independent or you opt out. I have my strategy. Everybody else has their strategy.
Yep.
And I'll tell people, you do you, I'll do me, and what's the term? Let 1,000 roses bloom, I believe is the term. Find something that's going to work. If it is going to work.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
I say that it's our system's fault. I mean, our country is so really bad, like so in bad shape that a regular person like me, who technically could be considered like lower middle class, maybe even, lower middle class, can't even figure out a way to vote. And yes, I see your thing in there. Wasn't there a mail-in option? Also, at the same time, we don't get mail in our houses because we live in a mountain community. So we're all registered to a post office box, and my post office is 2 towns over. So even to get my mail and then vote and then take my mail to a drop box, which is the next town over, which is 7 miles away, to drop it off in one of those, it would be a 7-mile walk just to put it at a drop box. So I am technically like, I couldn't vote even if I wanted to this year because it's just technically impossible for me to do it. So it's wild. It's fucking wild. But I see that in there, Max. Plus there was a lot of property taxes that were on the board. Yeah.
Right. It's only if you get that.
I know here in
blue wall
California,
only.
man, all the
Or you
home
get
stuff that
270,
were on the
and then Ryan, you had
propositions, that's the
mentioned
one thing
before
that I'm sitting
that
here today,
the
like
Nebraska has
trying not to
considered
think of,
and
because
is
that
very
does upset
close
me.
to
I've been
changing
just
how they
seeing multiple
apportion their
ads, just
electoral college
tons
votes
and tons
and
of
moving into
ads
the system that
constantly for the
everybody else
last
in
couple
Maine
weeks
has, which is
about all
giving,
the different
as
housing
winner takes
propositions
all
out here in
in terms of the state.
California. And
And
yes,
there
I
was
am
one
kind of upset
Republican
because
senator who was like, no.
I usually can tell like the manipulation tactics in a lot of that, and I don't get to be able to vote and, you know, do all that. Like, yeah, but I mean, I've been kind of down and out on politics the last, like, you know, for a while now. So, I mean, I used to take all the propositions, do full research, and then make an informative videos on each of them, like, years ago. So I just need to get back into the flow of all the stuff that I love to do. So I've been so I just got to get back into all of it. Where'd Willie go? Oh, Willie just fucking leaves me. What's up, everybody?
And so basic, I mean,
It's
you can
me.
understand his thought is like,
You guys
well,
go
if
check
you
out my Twitch channel. Since Willie's not here, I'm gonna plug myself in really quick. Go check out my Twitch channel right here. If you look at this right here, Deep Dish Jimmy, go give me a follow. I'm, like I said, in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna be streaming over with Papa Hirsch on his channel as well. We're gonna be doing the election coverage the rest of the night, until whenever the fuck we feel like we're done talking about this shit show. But it's gonna be fucking fun. Maybe we'll like throw a little game in the corner or something, you know, so we'll be playing a game while we're fucking doing all this shit. I'm telling you, this is going to be a really fun time. This is the first of this thing that that I'm doing over there with that. I really want to get this politics and gaming thing going. So and Hirsch really enjoys gaming and politics too, so we're going to collab with that tonight and do the very first of it. And I think that that's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to have a blast. I'm telling you, we got some shit. I'm probably going to be going through TikTok on the side, like scrolling through TikTok to see if I can find like the funniest fucking shit that I can fucking find on the internet. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. Like I said earlier, like people are already bringing like gasoline into the voting booths and shit like that. Like it's already been fucking nuts. What's up, Danny? Let me say hi to the chat too. Max, I already talked to you. Danny, what's up? Hirsch, what's up? Saturday, what's up? Desert Mantis. Thank you for earlier I saw that you would from not for. Thank you for fixing that for me. I appreciate you. I see you noticed that. Y'all weren't supposed to notice that shit. All right. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Me. I see myself. A Snipe Hunter. Good to see you. Who else do we have? Foxy's, what's up, buddy? Thank you for coming into my Twitch. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. Good to see you again. Sakudo, Daryl Hilton, Pista, Roxy, Game.Film. How are you, bud? You still doing your stuff? I see. It's been really cool. Who else? Aye. Very nice. Very fucking nice. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys. Tonight's going to be so much fucking fun. Here, let me put this back up because I'm tired of looking at my fucking face. Here you all go. Ugh. I don't know what these guys are even talking about.
Another sort of excerpt DC suburb.
But yeah, go check me out. Like I said, you guys don't hear. I'm going to do it one more time. Deep Dish Jimmy. Go check that out over on Twitch. I'm just shamelessly plugging myself right now. Go fucking follow me on Twitch, motherfuckers. I'm just kidding.
I'm back.
Hey, we were talking about how amazing you are and how lovely this show is.
Oh yeah. I was just being tortured by my dinner tonight. So something.
What are you getting for dinner?
I went to Wendy's.
You have Wendy's in there right now for you?
No, I went to Wendy's just shortly before the live stream.
And you haven't eaten it yet?
No, I've already ate it, but it didn't agree with me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's not good. Wendy's is delicious.
No, I mean it's delicious, but it kind of affected me a little bit, I think.
Thank you, Cookies. Go follow me right now. Go fuck your mother.
So I'm back.
All right, welcome back. All right, we're gonna have to hop off of here in a minute. I gotta get set up in my OBS setup for the next stream. So I already shamelessly plugged myself in while you were gone. So would you like to shamelessly plug yourself in?
Oh, yeah, I'm Willie Bragg, the host of the Willie Bragg Show, and welcome to the live stream of the election night coverage, and you know, and so I'm here tonight, and we're going to be looking at the election night results, and follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, and follow our channel Bragglands on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
That's right. Bragglands with 2 G's.
2 G's, exactly.
That's right. Do it, or else Hershey's gonna make fun of y'all. Are you gonna stay on here and watch the elections?
Yes. I'm
Oh
not
my
going
God.
anywhere.
You're a fucking legend. All right, I have to go to get ready for my other stream.
Okay.
Let me
Feel
take
free
this.
to come back.
All right, you got it. Absolutely. Shit, we might just come in here and I'll be in my OBS. So I already tried to do that. I was wondering if I could bring you into the stream with us too. So I try to see if StreamYard would take my OBS camera, and it wouldn't. So we might just pop in your chat and come and say hi to you and shit for sure.
Oh, no problem. But
Here, let me change your brand so you have your brand as well too. There you go. Look at you. You're fucking good to go, buddy.
all right.
All
There
right.
you go.
All right, you guys have fun. Don't forget, check me out on my Twitch, Deep Dish Jimmy. Remember it, love it, put it in your fucking brain. All right, I'm out of here. Stay high, free Palestine. As Papa Hirsch always says, love, peace, chicken grease. I love you all. Goodbye.
Take care, Jimmy. See you
Bye,
later.
Willie. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Leave.
So anyway, so tonight we're gonna continue with the coverage of the we're gonna continue the coverage of the election, but we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll watch some videos in the meantime. So I watched this last night from Katie Halper, Brianna Joy Gray was talking about the election and the attack against Jill Stein, of course. So we'll go ahead and have it set up.
So I want to go back to the point you were making, Bree, and I want to ask you, Fuad, your thoughts on this, because I mean, maybe it's cowardly of me. Maybe I haven't really fully thought out what the process would be like, but I do say, like, don't blame it on Jill Stein. Don't blame it on Jill Stein voters. You kind of want there to be, you kind of want it to be attributed to Jill Stein and her voters. So what is the ideal thing that would happen for you this November on election day, and then like in the short term and the long term following it?
The ideal outcome would be to get 5%.
Okay. And who would become president?
Oh, the ideal outcome is that Jill Stein wins and becomes president.
All right, okay. But on the off chance that she doesn't, between Trump and Kamala.
Oh, well, that's between them. Okay. Kamala had an opportunity to win votes that are people who are kind of politically aligned with me. If she chooses not to do so, that's on her. What Trump does is none of my business. Me and nobody I know has any interest in Donald Trump. He will never be able to earn our votes, so it's kind of irrelevant. It's Kamala's to lose, and if she chooses to lose it, then she's served one positive purpose. She's plunged the country into disarray, but she's served the purpose of demonstrating the utter fecklessness of the Democratic Party.
Okay, so then what happens? So let's say we wake up and Trump is president. What happens next? How does that, and this is not me saying, like, this is not a rhetorical question. Does that improve, like, does that potentially lead to something better than the two-party system status quo that we have now? And if so, how?
It leads a lot of unscrupulous Democrats who are manufacturing consent for genocide to suddenly have permission to say, oh, the thing that is happening is bad.
Right.
Because now it's no longer got electoral implications for saying the truth. And eventually it will become Donald Trump's war. I'm sure it'll be because he had some marches in the streets in protest of it. I also think there's a non-negligible that Donald Trump might actually bring the siege to a close faster than Joe Biden, not because of the goodness of his heart or because of the big about Palestinians, but because there's some indication that Netanyahu is trying to avoid any kind of denouement because it helps Donald Trump. You see these arguments all the time. Donald Trump says, well, I would just be firmer. They have to wrap it up again, not out of a sense of humanitarian need, but because I think there's an understanding that even among the Republican base that don't want America spending money on this endlessly. I think it's possible. I think the important fact here is that it's hard to imagine. Look, everything can always get worse, but when you're at the level that we're at right now, it feels deeply cruel to say, oh, there could be someone worse than Hitler. There could be someone worse than Hitler, I guess, but I'm not going to vote for Hitler.
Like there could be a numerical difference. It could get worse numerically, let's say.
Of course. And here's the question that never gets asked of the other side. How does voting for Kamala, how does Kamala winning change the status quo? How does Kamala winning in the war? She committed, I just saw it on Twitter again this night, to not diverting from Joe Biden's policy on Israel. How does Kamala winning and then another Democrat winning and another Democrat winning, another Republican winning, another Democrat winning for the rest of all time for 100, 200, 300 years do anything to change the status quo in Israel and America and any part of the world? Answer that question.
Right. They're so used to their answer of lesser evilism working that they don't even think that you have to answer that question that you're posing. I think that's not even a thing for them, right? They're just like, oh, well, that's an idealistic, that's utopian, but Trump would be worse, or or the Supreme Court. Like, I don't even think they feel any pressure to answer that question.
No. And this is what's so crazy. And again, I get into this in my radar that'll be out. Sorry, in my debrief that'll be out tomorrow. But I look at, Mehdi Hassan did that monologue like a week or two ago where he specifically was mad at Muslim voters who are saying, I'm going to vote for Jill Stein, and specifically got, I think, triggered by people who
he was mad at you too.
Well, yeah, this was
another story. Yeah.
But at one point in the monologue, he says,
I am so sorry about the ads, folks. Give me a moment here.
So he asked this question, like, what's going to happen the day after? Do you think the Democrats are actually going to move to the left if you tank the election for them? The Democratic Party doesn't care about Muslims. We'll just have one evil Republican Party that hates Muslims, and we'll also have a Democratic Party that hates Muslims. I'm like, you just admitted it. Like, you just said the thing. Neither of these parties care about you. Both of these parties will send you to the gulag. Both of these parties will genocide Muslims and Christians in Palestine. Both. So you're asking us to keep buying into the system that's literally murdering people in the tens of thousands. And I have to turn on Twitter every day and see a kid with half of his skull missing every single excuse me, sorry. Every single day. And I know that it was American bombs that did it. And I know that, I'm sorry, like, this is an insane thing that we're just all acting like it's okay in this country. Raytheon, the largest defense contractor in the United States, has a member of their board immediately left the board of Raytheon to become Secretary of Defense under Joe Biden.
Right.
Okay. Raytheon has given more money to Kamala Harris's campaign than any other political campaign in the country. Raytheon makes the bombs that comprise Israel's Iron Dome. 2 weeks after October 7th, the CEO of Raytheon is on CNBC or whatever, talking about how we've had a banner year already because of Ukraine, but things are looking even more up because of all of the weapons that we're going to manufacture for Israel and to re-up its stockpiles for the Iron Dome. Like, the incentives are right there in front of your face. So sitting there and having these like progressives who should know better, having these inane conversations about, oh, well, Kamala's here and she's softer on Palestine and she doesn't seem to hate Muslims the way that Biden does. No. So things are going to get better. Even if Kamala in her little hearts of hearts was deeply sympathetic and like cries herself to bed at night in her silk bonnet, it doesn't do anything, because she is not allowed to be president of the United States of America. She is not allowed to be anointed without a primary and put into the slot and set up for what she's been set up for, unless she commits to the donor class, to the deep state, to the military industrial complex. These are the rules, and they weren't invented yesterday. So people who are ostensibly on the left, like Mehdi, who are even for a second entertaining the idea that there'll be anything under the sky. It's even worse. Mehdi doesn't even really entertain that there's going to be anything different under Kamala. He's just like, oh, something on the margins will be better. So he literally refers to both candidates in his own monologue as genocidal. There are two genocidal candidates, and he's literally asking you to vote for one of two genocidal candidates instead of trying. I don't know what'll work. I don't know what's going to happen with the Green Party, but I know what the status quo is, and that is fundamentally not working. And that we have to at least try to raise consciousness around the idea that the status quo is absolutely unacceptable and cannot be pushed and cannot be changed. And the two-party corporate structure is fundamentally flawed, cannot be reformed, and we should not rehabilitate it by pretending otherwise.
Okay, Fuad, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to follow that up. I mean, Brianna makes the case so strongly and has been making the case for a while now. I remember even before Biden was, an architect of a genocide, you were making this case very principled, very strong and very convincingly, right? The thing that I would say that is sort of missing from the conversation in general that we haven't mentioned today is like when Biden was still the candidate, right? And there was this pressure campaign of the uncommitted movement, and we saw his poll numbers tanking and him losing because of what he was doing in Palestine, but also just in general because he was not popular, right? There was a pressure campaign that got him pulled out, and suddenly Kamala gets put in, and suddenly her poll numbers are winnable again, right? And so we saw a case where someone is pressured, things change, and suddenly there's a chance to win. And in that moment, a lot of people in my life, I'm a cynical person. So a lot of people in my life, though, and a lot of Arab Americans that I know were, hopeful that this switch would bring about a different stance because Biden was just so massively unpopular, because the uncommitted movement was specifically targeting his Gaza policy, right? And that was a hope at the time. And Kamala since then has at every turn shot on every possibility of that change, right? So it is a difficult thing. The election isn't today. I mean, a lot of people are voting early now, but the election isn't today. She could still theoretically change her rhetoric. It's too late for a lot of people. It was too late the day that she took this position as the nominee, which again was an anti-democratic process where no one got to make their voices heard, where we put, I think, the weakest candidate forward. I say we as if I'm part of the Democratic Party, but they put forward, I think, the weakest candidate who is tied to a Biden administration that is massively unpopular, that is tied to this genocide, right? So, and now to see her adopting again this Cheney strategy of let's pull from the right, as opposed to the left, it completely debases any sort of hope that people had. So I really do struggle to, like Brianna said, to blame anyone. And I'm speaking from personal experience today, watching Jill Stein speak about Gaza in the terms that she does, to see my humanity as a Jewish person who says that her Jewish values are the reason that she can't stand by this genocide, right? In the same way that Katie, you speak out so effectively and reach so many people. That is, so impactful to see in a world that is completely blocked out, not only blocked out that opinion, but punished people for speaking out against it, right? To compare someone like Jill Stein who has gotten arrested for protesting and been brutalized for protesting this genocide, to compare her to Kamala Harris, who this past week was in one of her media interviews, she specifically stated that, she spoke her line about Gaza and the people that have been massacred there, the innocent civilians. And then she said, and I can't remember the exact terms, so I don't want to, be quoting her here, but she said something along the lines of the worst thing of the past year, the most tragic was October 7th. Right. So that was her in literally saying it out loud, saying the quiet part out loud, that Israeli lives matter more to her, right? And for
I just want to go and interrupt just for a brief moment. This is sort of giving us a break from the election coverage. So I decided to share this video, and I will perhaps share another video here and there occasionally. However, we'll get back to the election coverage at the end of this video. Just thought I'd let you know. For those who are just coming in the live stream right now. And happy election day, everyone.
For me, I personally think October 7th was a really horrific day, right? Where civilians were massacred. That I stand by, any people being massacred that are civilians should not be, right? And yet she has at every turn made it clear she won't change her policy on Israel vis-a-vis, Biden's policy. She does consider Israeli lives more than Palestinian lives, to matter more than Palestinian lives. So I cannot blame anyone, especially someone Palestinian like me, from not voting for someone like that. And then I will bring it back and say, the election isn't right now. But again, I have very little hope. The DNC was another great example where she couldn't even bring on an Arab speaker to speak. That is the most
to endorse her.
Minimum. Yeah, to endorse her in a speech that is like pre-written and pre-checked off, and from a list of like this is the most simple ask that she couldn't even give. And now I just read, had removed some Muslim speaker from some event.
Yeah, an event, yeah.
So again, at every turn, she has doubled down on the position that, again, is not popular. Like you said earlier, Katie, this is a position, an arms embargo now, which, not even just ceasefire. Ceasefire has been popular for a long time amongst all Americans, but now arms embargo is popular among all Americans, regardless of political affiliation. So if she wants to pull those supposed Republicans that are, Cheney fans that are going to vote for her, maybe do some things that are popular for the whole country. But I will speak on behalf of the people in my circle. Every day is sort of like, oh, exactly what you're saying, Brianna, that some people are like, oh, things on the margins will be a little better. And Trump is saying this rhetoric, so honestly, a lot of people in my life don't know what exactly they're going to do. I would say in non-swing states in particular, come on, there is a 5% win that we could get, which would give us a lot of legitimacy in a third party and start to change things on the longer term. That feels very reasonable to me, and it sends a message to the Democratic Party. But again, I think a lot of Arab Americans are torn and so hopeless, to the point that, like I said at the beginning of the episode, and I'll close out with this, the fact that there are polls that are showing that there's Trump support, significant Trump support among Arab Americans, is very depressing, but also shows the position that a lot of us are in. We're so hopeless that even is being considered. I would say to anyone out there who is considering that a vote for Trump, I think he's shown in his past term that he is not an anti-war candidate. He, increased the drone war, which is impressive because Obama increased it a whole lot himself, right? On top of, pulling us out of the Iran nuclear deal, assassinating Qasem Soleimani. Yeah.
And to be clear about the Trump voting also, the Democrats will not be pushed left, but they're happy to have an excuse to move right. So if there's anything that they can take from the outcome of the election that makes them think, oh, let's be more draconian on the border wall. Oh, let's be more draconian in Gaza. They're happy to take a message from the election if it allows them to confirm their biases. Right. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't want to give them any ammunition to do that. But yeah, it's not about is the Democratic Party going to hear and do something with the message that's being sent by voters? It's whether voters are going to understand something new about the Democratic Party because a clear message has been sent. The Democratic Party chooses to ignore it.
What happens when the people learn this lesson? What does that mean? Does that mean that there's more pressure? Does that mean that third parties take off more? Does that mean that people are less complacent about, less naive about electoral politics, and you do more organizing? I mean, I'm asking you in some ways to read the future, but I guess what is the best outcome that would come from this?
I think all of that is right. I mean, look, we're in kind of historically unprecedented times, but there was this other moment in American history. I'm a historian, maybe get Matt Karp or some, person who studies this into the room. But the last time there was this kind of national crisis where our political system was not reflecting a desire of a very strong, very morally charged political issue that many Americans felt very strongly about and wasn't being reflected in our political system. We got a third party candidate who won the election, and his name was Abraham Lincoln, and the issue was slavery. So I'm not saying this obviously doesn't happen frequently. That happened that one time, 170 years ago or whatever. But the point of the matter, sorry, don't check my math. I don't want to think too much about that. 50, I don't know. The point is that sometimes it has happened. And the alternative is just not viable. The alternative is not okay. It reminds me of the arguments about Palestine itself and what the expectations are for Palestinians to just sit and survive and suffer and be killed and be starved and be the victims of Israel's violence in perpetuity because somebody said that resistance is not allowed. international law says resistance, of course, as an occupied people is allowed and legal, and I would argue very morally justified. But they want the American public as a whole to similarly be in the situation where we're held hostage by a political system that's going to keep large swaths of the country immiserated. And thank you for mentioning, Fuad, this point that like this is not the first time that I've made this argument. I am grateful that if anything comes of this horrific humanitarian disaster in Gaza, it's that more and more people are waking up to this argument. But for me, it didn't require a full-blown genocide to see that there are people in America who have been suffering and damaged greatly by our capitulation to the two-party system. And it should not take, frankly, I think there's the part of me that's disgusted by the fact that it's taken some people a genocide to get to the point where they're willing to stand up against the Democratic Party, and not 60,000 people dying every year from a lack of health insurance, for instance, or the huge numbers of homeless people and financially insecure people and people who are being bankrupted by cancer diagnoses and people who are dying preventable deaths because of environmental pollution and all of the things that we know are happening in this country.
I actually think that the argument, I get that it's morally repugnant, but the how can it get any worse? It's already a genocide argument is flawed. Not morally. I understand it morally, but I actually think I could imagine where a lot more people are killed. Yeah. And a genocide, obviously a genocide is already a genocide, and it's, it's beyond comprehension. It's evil, right? But maybe there could be a genocide that was like killing twice as many people. What I do know is that people should not be, regardless of who you want to win, if you really think that Trump is an existential threat, you should be doing everything you can to get Kamala to do the not just moral thing, but the electable thing on this. And you should also, if you care more about Trump being defeated than you care about your feelings, you, of course, would not be running around antagonizing people who are not just, obviously, maybe you think there's no risk in antagonizing people who've already said they won't vote for Harris. But, there are people on the fence who see that. And I think they'll see that and they'll be disgusted by that, because why are you angrier at a young person or an Arab American person or a progressive of any background saying, I won't vote for genocide? Why are you angrier at them than you are at the person who is vowing to support this genocide?
So they're fully just not even trying to get our votes. You can't be mad we're not voting for you when you're running around
right,
fist bumping Dick Cheney and expressing complete and open contempt for your own base.
Absolutely. I'm almost logged off the StreamYard by mistake. But anyway, I just thought that we do a little bit of a break right there with that. And so we can just, and we can go back to the election coverage and see where everybody stands right now. So let me go. Actually, let's go to C-SPAN. I think C-SPAN's probably the place to go for the coverage. Let's see. We're watching. Are we watching? Is it? Let's see. All right. Electoral College. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That we'll use that right now for the time being. So, I just found C-SPAN. So we'll go ahead and we'll. So far, Trump has got 137 electoral college votes, and Kamala Harris has 99. So this is what it's looking like so far. And North Carolina, where I'm from, is leaning red, and and the states that are red are the usual reds, and the states there's some states that are going surprisingly blue. I'm surprised that Kansas is on the pale blue side. See, I don't know normally how Missouri votes. I'm seeing Minnesota going red, Wisconsin going red. Let's see, here in Pennsylvania, Minnesota, excuse me, Michigan. And we got, I know Maine has got, and Nebraska got divided districts. There is that. And I'm looking through here. Virginia's leaning red. North Carolina's pale red. Georgia's pale red. New Mexico, surprisingly, is pale red. Don't they normally go blue these days? But there's a lot of states that they're flaming red. They're they will remain red, I guess. So there we have it. There we have it. And so far are the election results. And let's see, just by this, let's see. I'm just checking here. Is this by the states or by what? I'm trying to see if this is by the states, but I'm checking here. What does this say? New Hampshire. New Hampshire. I'm looking at Virginia. Let's see. I'm looking at Georgia. North Carolina. Looking through here, PA, Michigan, Wisconsin. Oh my. Looking through here. Okay, I'm just states so far. Okay. And it's just like are they covering it?
Thank you to the cable and satellite companies who provide C-SPAN to viewers as a public service.
Matters in the lives of everyday North Carolinians. Serving as your governor has been the honor of my lifetime. And by working together, we've expanded Medicaid. We've recruited a record number of good-paying jobs. We've passed clean energy legislation to get us to carbon zero future, appointed the most diverse cabinet and staff in the history of our state. And we stopped a lot of bad legislation and so much more. I know what it takes to do this job. And I knew that to keep our progress going forward, we needed to write the right person to take over when it was time for me to leave. We needed a person with integrity and grit. We needed a person who will work with anyone to get the job done. We needed a person who will never back down from doing the right thing. We need a person who will blaze his own trails, and we got that tonight. He is ready to do this job and to do it right. He has the steady hand, the clear-eyed vision, and the servant's heart to make North Carolina stronger than ever. So, North Carolinians, I present to you the next governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein. North Carolina! Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It is a treat to be with you. Thank you, Governor Cooper, for that very generous introduction. And thank you, North Carolina. Tonight, the people of North Carolina resoundingly embraced a vision that's optimistic, forward-looking, and welcoming. A vision that's about creating opportunity for every North Carolinian. We chose hope over hate, competence over chaos, decency over division. That's who we are as North Carolinians. And I am so honored that you have elected me to be your next governor. Thank you. Thank you. I've got an easy question and I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask y'all anyway. Who here, like me, loves North Carolina? North Carolina is home. Home to remarkable natural beauty. Home to small businesses and Fortune 500 companies. Home to some of the finest universities and one of the best community college systems in the nation. And we are home to the best people. As we celebrate tonight, our hearts are with the folks of Western North Carolina who are still struggling. Hurricane Helene swept in devastation, destruction, and darkness. But the goodness of North Carolinians shone through. Neighbors helping neighbors, people dropping everything to lend a hand. And by the way, none of those folks cared whether the person they were helping was a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. They just showed up because that's who we are as North Carolinians. And we will show up for the people of Western North Carolina to help them rebuild safer and stronger than ever before. I ran for governor because I love our home state. And I believe in the promise of North Carolina, that where you come from should never limit how far you can go. That our kids and grandkids should enjoy a better and brighter future than we've had. That every North Carolinian should have a fair shot at success, starting a small business or getting a good paying job everywhere in this state, including small town North Carolina. To deliver on that promise, we must invest in our people and their futures so that together we build a safer, stronger North Carolina where the economy continues to grow and works for everyone. Where our public schools are excellent and our teachers are well paid. And where our neighborhoods are safe and women can make their own decisions about their own bodies. Just like rebuilding Western North Carolina, these issues, good jobs, strong public schools, safe neighborhoods, and personal freedoms are not partisan issues. They are North Carolina issues. We have big challenges ahead, but we have even bigger dreams to realize. We can cut taxes for workers so you keep more of your own money. We can pay teachers what they deserve and open up doors of opportunities for our children. We can expand career and technical education because you shouldn't have to go to college to provide for your own family. To build this brighter future, we must put aside our differences and work together. We must reject the politics of division, fear, and hate that keep us from finding common ground. We will go further when we go together, not as Democrats, not as Republicans, not as independents, but as North Carolinians. And I know we can do this because I know who we are. I have met so many inspiring people across this state. Debbie and Cornelius, who tragically lost her son to fentanyl and is fighting to protect other families from that same fate. Lauren, a teacher in Greenville, who digs into her own pocket to buy school supplies for her students to give them a better chance. I want to thank everyone I have met along the way for sharing your stories with me. And to the thousands and thousands of people from every corner of this state who helped to build this campaign, I am forever grateful for your support. Thank you for believing in the promise of North Carolina. And if I didn't earn your vote in this election, I hope to earn your trust by working hard for you as your governor. I pledge to listen and work across party lines to do what's right for North Carolina, because no person or party
economy. And I think she did make some, poor choices in this campaign, in my personal opinion. And some of the polling, like that Matt Karp did about the best messaging in terms of persuading voters in Pennsylvania, I think bears that out.
Yep.
But I do also think that probably the biggest problem for her wasn't really anything to do with her campaign. It was the set of conditions that she steps into. And then to Ryan's point, she exacerbates that by being too afraid to really break with Biden on anything significant and really distinguish herself as, I will be the change candidate. Here's how I'm going to deliver for you. Now, they ran massive numbers of ads on their economic platform. She was able to really close the gap with Biden in terms of, not with Biden, with Trump.
With Biden.
She's able to improve from Biden and close the gap with Trump on who would be better on the economy. But this political landscape is a very difficult thing for her to be able to overcome.
Yeah, we're going to get Logan mic'd up. A huge call that Decision Desk can make right now. Donald Trump wins the state of North Carolina.
That is a big one.
Game over in terms of North Carolina, and the initial, signs of hope that they wanted and they were going to look for did not materialize. Look at that graphic. I love that picture. Whoever. Like, I hadn't seen this one before. That's funny. Trump wins North Carolina. Boom, bingo. There it is. It turns out that the Trumpstein voter is real. They've got a lot of 20% red there. Not just real. There's a ton of them.
Not Jill Stein,
Josh Stein.
Yeah, Josh
Very
Stein.
confusing.
Not Jill Stein.
The other
Exactly
Jay
right.
Stein.
Pretty well. So, Logan, are you mic'd? Are you ready to go?
Yeah, well, it turns out that voters don't like Nazis or self-proclaimed Nazis, even if they do it on porn sites. So,
that's right.
Porn Nazis
yeah.
is the technical term.
yeah. So that didn't go well for Mark Robinson. Just to get on this earlier conversation.
Yes.
I think we lose context sometimes because it was a while ago. Well, Harris came into this campaign running through a hurricane with terrible favorable ratings, down a lot in the polls, in a climate that isn't just limited to the United States. Across the world, post-COVID, incumbents parties are struggling. People are. It's not just a post-COVID economy, right? For all these countries like the United States, like France, like the UK, that have seen generations of economic growth where people's lives were fundamentally better off than their parents' lives were, than their grandparents were. There's this expectation of it continuing, and it's just not happening. Like, the growth is just so slow. You see people more and more looking for extreme options, right? Something outside the norm, it's usually the far right. And that's what it's been in the US through our primary system. That's a really hard thing to run against when people are deeply unhappy with the status quo. And the fact that she went from so far down to making this a razor-tight race, which, hey, she could still win. I actually think she's run a good campaign. I genuinely do. And I know that's not what we're supposed to say in this situation when we see a candidate who who is the underdog, but sometimes you just have a rough hand to play.
Yeah, look, I don't disagree with the word you said. We talked about it on our show. Crystal, weren't we saying, you were like, what's the meta narrative if Kamala loses? I'm like, I don't really know how much of it had to do with her. I think Biden probably lost Democrats the presidency back in 2021. Inflation, Afghanistan, people were pissed. He didn't step up. Then he has this dementia that he drags us all through, this national nightmare up until the debate. Then after that, forces Harris to the top of the ticket. No primary. I mean, any stress test and anti-fragility that's supposed to exist in the democratic system is not allowed to work. And she has to just take the campaign and then roll it, for 100 days and try and pray to win. So yeah, there's some individual decisions that we can nitpick. A lot of this is on Joe Biden, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think much of it has to do
Joe
with her.
Biden and the Democratic Party.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
Blocking
the big D
having a democratic process
Right.
by which, she would have been strengthened and there would have been input from voters to be able to select who they wanted as a nominee versus this, rushed backroom deal, which is what they ultimately ended up with. So yeah, I think all of those things end up being really critical and really significant. She she ran a fairly let me say one thing, because we're right now we're kind of assessing this like it's over. It's not over.
That's right.
And I want to say there is some analysis that she does seem to be holding up pretty well with
curious about if this is Jonesy for those Nebraska.
I need
Jonesy
Nebraska.
for
Man.
Give me that Nebraska stuff.
I need him like Steiger needed Georgia. Because yeah, well, yeah, you needed that. But because I'm just so curious if Republican momentum translates potentially to good news for Dan Osborne if you have new Republican voters who are coming out and they're Trump Republican voters, but they're not Deb Fischer Republican voters. I mean, that is just a weird potential situation where they're.
What do we got in Nebraska so far on the Senate? Race.
They're splitting tickets, right? So they're splitting tickets, voting against Mark Robinson. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
we got some specific stuff going on.
It could be something interesting here.
Only 20,
Okay,
only
very
20%.
early. Yeah,
Yeah, it's too early.
And in fact, I think this must be like the mail-in ballot because the whole state looks pretty good for Democrats right at the moment. We know that's not going to last. But yeah, that race is one. I always at some point in the night I always knock over either my hairspray or the jar of lip gloss that I have down there.
Yeah.
But in any case, this is a race that I've been so fascinated by, and that you guys interviewed Dan before it really became like, you know, a big thing in the national media. Then they started paying attention because he was consistently polling, you know, really close margin of error, or even at times had some polling that had him in the lead. And Ryan, you were saying, you know, if he's able to pull it off, even if he doesn't pull it off, even if he just makes it really close, that this could truly be a new model for candidates in Senate races across the country where you have states that are basically otherwise non-competitive.
Yeah, if it's R+8 or 9 or more, like if it's a significantly Republican leaning district, there's no point in running as a Democrat.
Right.
Partisanship eliminates.
It's done.
No matter what, your only chance is to throw off the yoke of that Democratic brand stain and run as an independent, and that's what they're doing here. And it's probably going to be close. Like he probably loses. Who knows? Like, but it's if he were running as a Democrat,
it would be a wipeout.
As the
no
exact same person saying the exact same things,
yeah,
he'd lose by 10, 20 points.
That's a great point.
What would it do if you had, let's say, 5 like similarly situated independents in the Senate? Like, would that change things?
I mean, it would keep Democrat, because they would, assuming they caucus with Democrats, because that's what he would do. It would keep Democrats in the Senate game as it becomes increasingly difficult for them to hold on to Senate seats.
Yeah, because the Senate math,
and it would
really
make it a more worker-friendly Senate. You know, to have actual workers in there.
Right,
Yeah.
where instead of catering to Joe Manchin, who's mostly looking out for more corporate interests, instead you're catering to a union leader who's looking out for workers' interests. Very different.
And I saw
very different dynamic.
I saw some people trying to compare him to Manchin, to Osborne to Manchin, which just doesn't make any sense, because Manchin's big thing was cutting spending,
right,
cutting taxes, being a
he's just sort of traditional
90s
conservative
Clintonian Democrat.
Yeah,
and that's not Osborne at all.
Yeah,
much more populist. He's not Bernie Sanders, unless you watch the ads in Nebraska. Then he is Bernie Sanders, like the Republican ads.
Right.
Oh,
just saying he's a Democrat in disguise.
And
and he's Bernie Sanders in disguise.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think he would be on any kind of populist economic issues. I think he would be. My sense is he would be fairly reliable. But yeah, I think it would just be very interesting if he was able to pull it off. But even if he makes it close, it will be fascinating to watch if other people take up that direction in the future.
Not sure what happened in the Midwest, but monitoring the New York Times Needle.
Yeah, what you got?
They got 55% PA, 54% Nevada. I'm talking for Trump. 51% Michigan, 53% Michigan, 51% in Wisconsin.
Ooh.
So Trump ahead.
He may run the table.
Yeah, that would be wild.
He
I mean,
may run the
wins all
table.
7
But
of the swing states.
it would be wild,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't be insane based on what
No.
we had before, which was if there was polling error in one direction.
Yeah.
We didn't know what it was,
that's right.
but if it was just a little bit of a polling error,
Yeah,
it would
that's
be
right.
enough for a clean sweep for either of them.
Logan wants to weigh in. Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, I also think, not to be repetitive or
Please be repetitive.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
That's
We got
okay.
hours to
Yeah,
talk
be
here.
repetitive.
Yeah, where's the going?
if they're all like 50 to 55%,
Yeah, you're right.
then
Yeah, that's
they're all
right.
probably going the other way too. I wouldn't be surprised. by
So
a clean
okay,
sweep either
you're
way.
exactly
That's a
right.
great
Let's
point.
take
That's
the
a great
probability. You
point.
take 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5 times 0.5.
Oh, in that place you're in a disaster, but
Yeah,
they're probably all
now
going
you're
the
like
same way.
8% or something.
But they're all
Yeah.
probably going the same way. They're not
Yeah.
independent.
Oh,
So
true.
if
true.
you win
Good
one,
point.
if you win 2 of them, you're 80, 90
Yeah.
plus % chance of winning the third if they're as close. Well, I don't want to say that with confidence because I'm just saying that off the cuff, right? But these states are correlated. Let's just say that much.
That's a good point. I didn't realize that. Yeah, if they're going to be off, they're going to be off in the right way. Let's see.
That's how some of
other-
those models showed like Clinton with a 99% chance of winning.
Yeah.
They weren't doing the correlation.
That's right. Great point.
Can I just say another quick thing about Nebraska? Because I saw this tweet from Kyle right here. He said that the right to abortion vote fails in Florida with 57%. So that gets back to our point about Mark Robinson, about all the split tickets that are happening. If you have people going in Florida, Latino voters breaking for Trump, you have a big Trump win in Florida, and 57% of people voted for the right to abortion.
That's still wild. Yeah.
That's a different kind of Republican voter. It is the barstool conservative that you've been talking about for years.
Many people are saying.
Well, backing that up, NBC
yeah.
News exit poll has Trump making double-digit gains with Latino voters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Currently
There you
breaking 53% for Harris, 45 for Trump. In 2020, they went 65 for Biden, 32
Get
for Trump.
this, I've got Michigan here. Younger voters, 18 to 29, are narrowly going for Trump right now in Michigan from CBS's news exit. This deficit for Harris is in large part due to younger men in Michigan who are more for Trump.
Wow.
So
The
there
Trump
is,
bets look like they're
the
paying
Trump
off.
podcast bet is paying off, at least for now, in terms of what that looks like. But at the very least, and this is also where the bets are, so much of the political decisions are downstream of already existing cultural forces. Like you already saw a gender gap that was happening. You already saw podcast demographic trending to the right. You already saw a lot of the stuff that you were seeing organically, and then the campaigns are trying to capitalize on it in the moment. So, how much can we say is actually derivative of their individual choice? It's like difficult, but Logan, you're looking at me. You've got some thoughts.
Yeah, I'm on the fence of saying this, but I should just say it, right?
Yeah, say it.
I don't know if do you guys think Trump actually has run a good campaign this time? Like the man, not the campaign?
The man?
It's very difficult to say. Yeah,
Because like he seems to be.
I wouldn't call it his prep.
Election results are flowing in. Former President Donald Trump wins Florida, Texas.
If we go down, there was a graph or something that showed.
What are we looking
Oh,
at?
here it is, right
we go.
here.
Here's the one from 2 minutes ago. NBC News exit poll: suburban white women back Trump, but less so than in 2020.
Oh shit!
Oh, here. The NBC News exit poll found that 51% of suburban white women cast votes for Trump this election, compared to 56% in 2020, a loss of 5 percentage points for Trump. So we do have a little bit of a
suburban
slip.
women. 53% voted for Harris, 45% back Trump, a percentage for Trump nearly unchanged from 2020. So I guess that's not.
So it didn't really matter.
But that other one, I mean, that could be something. That could be something. But I mean, who knows what the voting coalition is going to be? But you got to imagine women. You got to win women, right?
Yeah, sure.
You don't win the women, TJ.
In Pennsylvania, Trump picks up more Latino votes than in 2020.
Oh shit! Well, how many is that?
His black vote went from 7 to 9. His white vote went down a few points, and his Latino vote went way up from 27 to 42.
That's a fucking huge jump, dude.
So there's some good news for Trump in Pennsylvania.
Look, doing tremendous in
Bad
Pennsylvania.
news slipping with the whites. That was your fucking.
Yeah, that's
supposed to be your bread and butter, bro.
Isn't that his bread, butter, stew, and beverage?
Yeah,
to
that's
wash
everything.
it
But
down?
maybe the Latino is going to make that up. I don't know how heavy the Latino population is in Pennsylvania.
Imagine
But
it's
doing
pretty
well with them
healthy.
there.
Yeah, quite a
We
few
shall
people.
see. We shall see.
It's a
Losing
pretty
his
big
white people, though.
agricultural state, so I imagine there's
White people are getting bored with Trump, and the Latinos and blacks are kind of be like, huh, maybe some Trump.
Yeah, let's try Trump.
Maybe Trump ain't so bad. Try us some Trump, baby.
Look, you tried Biden. Why not Trump?
You've been trying to Biden. How about you try using
Didn't we try him
Trump?
before?
He wasn't so bad, was he? Come on.
Look, remember the economy under Trump, TJ? Biggest economy we've ever had. Biggest, look, the biggest, TJ.
Super big.
The tallest, the strongest, the most
economy was
beautiful.
huge.
Look, I looked at the economy back then, TJ, and I
Huge,
said, this
daddy.
economy is beautiful. I'd make love to this economy, teacher. Right now, the
That's
economy.
a sexy ass economy.
Right now, the
this guy.
economy, teacher, I wouldn't even take. Look, I'd make an excuse. I'd leave early.
I wouldn't even fuck.
I leave. If they said they want to take me home, I'd say, look, I've had an experience. I no
wouldn't
longer
even
find myself
fuck with that
attracted
economy, man.
to those economies. I'm not attracted to economies. I'm attracted to the opposite. What's the opposite of economy, TJ?
I don't know.
Bartering. I'm attracted to. I'm a barterer now. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Discord handle is Paul's ego.
Yeah,
Forward
you
it to
got
me,
proof.
bud. You got your proof.
They got no proof. Paul, we've asked for proof like it was like 45 minutes ago. We got proof. They just fucking. They would drop their proof right the fuck away. Come on.
People are coping.
Cope and a seethe, baby. So Kyle's second map has yet to be defeated yet, but it's looking bad because Georgia and North Carolina are both trending red right now. So this second map is about to go down in flames.
Second
too.
map about to go down in flames. Where is Kyle at, man?
I don't know. I guess he's on Twitter,
dude.
He's just kind of cope tweeting his way through it.
Let's see what Kyle's saying on the old Twitter.
Is he emo Kyle right now? Or
Last
is he just
time
like,
I looked, he was just retweeting people.
I
He
mean,
wasn't
it's
really
been a minute
saying
since
is he
we've looked, though.
confident? I mean,
Let's see what he's doing, man. We'll go check
I
it
mean,
out.
Kyle made some bold predictions. I figured he'd be out there just fucking. Let's see.
Yeah, he ain't tweeted shit. Okay, let's see. The last time he actually tweeted something of his own was 36 minutes ago when it said NBC News projects Josh Stein wins North Carolina governor, and he says, piss Nazi down.
Yeah, the black piss Nazi.
Right to abortion fails in Florida. Legalizing weed got 55%, but lost because you need 60. NBC News exit poll. National gender gap is 21 points. Blah, 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 blah. He ain't saying much. He ain't saying much. Last things he retweeted were Atlanta suburban counties 2020-2024. Douglas swings 6 points Dem. Rockdale swings 7
what I
points
think
Dem.
it is?
Fayette swings 4 points
I
Dem.
think that Kyle wants the benefit of this. This shit's pretty much decided. Then he can go and comment on that.
It does appear so far that Harris is doing better among white non-college voters, which would make the Rust Belt more competitive. Well, we'll see. I mean, it hasn't so far, but
We'll see.
Could be. You're a daisy if you do, as they
These
say.
motherfuckers don't know shit, TJ. I know.
These motherfuckers, they don't know shit.
This could make this more competitive. Okay, right. This could happen. Like, no, you guys are stupid. You guys just gotta fucking go in there and pick your person. You think Kamala's gonna win? You should look at this map and just be like, "Puh, all this shit's gonna fucking swing blue any minute now. We're gonna fucking win. That's it."
Man, I wish I could just be like, yeah, Trump won. Good night.
Trump's won.
Drock
I already
called
called it. I already fucking called it,
Drock
TJ.
figured it out.
I said it from the fucking beginning. So don't be like, oh, the map looks like, look, TJ, it's fucking over, TJ. You're wasting your fucking time.
Who gives a shit? And Trump is now at a 70% chance of victory on the New York Times.
I've already fucking said
thingamajig.
it. It's already been
Oh,
said.
it reoriented back
Yep,
and then
it's
forward
back.
again.
It's back to favoring Trump.
To the right.
70% now.
Kamala, you
The
need some
Kamala
big.
chance of victory is narrowing and narrowing.
Well,
baby.
Georgia have just been stuck at 77 fucking percent. It feels like all
Georgia's been
fucking
stuck.
right.
All these fucking Dems keep telling me, don't fucking count out Georgia. So we'll see.
What about North Carolina? Is that updated all anything more there?
Not much.
No.
Pretty fucking. And they're
Now
counting
Virginia, that's surprising, isn't it? That's surprising right there. Look, Trump's ahead by a fucking little tiny margin.
Yeah, but it's saying likely Dem right there.
Maybe.
Still saying toss up there. Still saying toss up there. Still saying toss up there.
Well, those came in later, so I'm like, okay, with those, I feel at least like, okay, oh shit, 71% now, TJ.
Oh shit, the Trump chances keep.
Boop, 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 boop.
I'm jumping on the Trump train with Scotty. Trumpet,
Wise.
trumpet, trumpet,
Might be
trumpet,
smart.
trumpet,
Fucking
trumpet, trumpet.
wise. And jump on the train with me, bitch.
Might be smart.
71% chance.
Unless you vote
Donald
for Trump, though, you're going to be in the camp. But I mean, look, at least you can say I'll say you repented. I'll say you repented. But I mean, that's not going to do too much for you because Paul's right. There's a bunch
If
of crazies.
Kamala loses,
so.
the libs are going to say we should have stuck with Joe Biden after all. Well,
Maybe
we should have,
Fuck that
man.
Joe Biden should know.
Maybe Joe Biden be fucking be blue sweep right now, baby.
Kamala was the
Dude,
smarter play.
I know
for
TJ's
sure.
a teetotaler now, but it makes me sad seeing you sitting all the way over there, Scotty, with no fucking big old joint in your hand, dude.
I don't have any papers, dude.
When are you and your lovely wife gonna come here to the fucking land of weed and honey? And let
I
me
know,
fucking hook
dude.
you up with a giant.
I look forward to it. Yeah.
Jank looks miserable. His
I'm pretty
sweat
sure
is
me and
turning
TJ
into
are
tears.
coming
Is
there in
that true?
February, dude. We're coming to
I
California.
don't know if I will be here, but we'll see.
Damn. Well, if not, we'll then I guess we'll still be there. But we'll
Paul,
like,
I'm hearing Jank is looking bad. I don't know if that person,
okay. Well,
Jank is looking bad.
Someone said his sweat is turning to tears.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
He's blinking a
Well,
bunch.
Trump is, I used to think this was impossible, but I guess Trump proved me wrong. The idea of a single individual totally like changing an entire political party, but Trump has managed to do that, right? Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the neocons of the Bush
done it.
administration are no longer popular among the Republican electorate.
Someone
but at the
cutting
same time,
onions.
I mean, there are some serious issues that come along with that, right? So just recently,
I kind
Trump
of
was
predicted
talking
Trump was going to
about at a
win just by the
rally,
pattern
that
of
he wouldn't
how
mind
we
if
never
the
had a
journalists at the rally
consecutive
Consecutive.
Demo-Repub. Call me delusional, but I suspect a Repub president after 4 years of a Dem prez.
We've had plenty of times where that's happened, though.
I mean,
We've
it used to be.
Obama
I mean,
did.
yeah.
Clinton did. Oh, go ahead, sorry, Paul.
Most of the Democratic administrations in history have been two-term administrations. So.
Yeah, so it's kind of strange how we're really ping-ponging now.
I mean, I get the sentiment though, because you just kind of feel like now in the country, it's like we just like, oh shit, what do? We just swing back and forth wildly, hoping. I mean, not as wildly as obviously any of us really think, but we swing back and forth, and that's why. I mean, look, that's why I was Trump. I mean, look, if Trump had won last time and somehow he could have run again, I'd be like, no, it's gonna be the other guy. It's gonna be the other guy. But now look, now it's Trump. Biden has failed us. Kamala has she's failed us. Not very exciting. Trump is going to restore us to our former glory. We're going to be there. TJ, are you ready to be restored?
Ready. I'm ready, baby.
Has this guy got some polish genetics, or am I kind of tripping on that?
I don't know. Polish?
Yeah, polish.
What is
polish?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, okay. A little bit, maybe in the nose.
No, look at the whole face, dude. A little bit polished the whole way around.
Nah.
I'm seeing it, dude.
I ain't seeing it, man.
The Kalashi poll. Oh yeah, TJ, how much you put on Trump winning that, dude? A lot of money.
On what?
I was on Robinhood, dude. Like, there's a way you could bet legally, like legal betting on the presidential race.
I didn't bet.
You didn't bet on it?
Nah.
You didn't lay any fucking money down, dude?
I didn't lay no money down on that shit.
I mean, I would have laid it on Trump, but Trump was favored to win, so I was like, I mean, I'm not going to vote the other way. I mean,
I ain't putting no money on
That's
nothing,
stupid.
bro.
You put money on nothing?
I ain't putting no money on.
You won't make a
shit.
single bet tonight. I've tried to get you to do several bets. Did you want me to do a single fucking bet? You changed? Did you scared now?
Change, bro. You ain't like you used to be, bro.
Came with Bitcoin is pumping. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, it is. I think Trump's gonna win.
Looks
That's
like Trump gonna win. Bitcoin pump, baby.
Whoa, buddy. Look at this chank.
He's a sweaty boy.
Oh my God, look at him.
Look at him, Scotty.
God.
Drippy, drippy.
As it was prophesied, it has come to pass, Paul.
Yes.
Drips.
Oh, look at him. He is dripping, bro.
Let the
The
drippies.
scalp is all shiny now. You can start to see the beads on the scalp.
Yeah, bro.
Look at it. It's like escaped off his nose. It's up his cheek now. The moisture starting to run down the nose.
The moisture systems.
It is intense.
He looks moist. You're right. He looks moist. You're right, Speedy Romans. He looks moist all over.
Yeah. He's a moist calzone.
You could wipe his forehead with like a rag and then
wring out that rag.
And wring it out, dude. Oh, 100%. You could,
dude, imagine what's trickling down his spine right now, Scotty.
Dude, I don't have to imagine, dude. I think every guy's been there. Like, it's like there's under the lights. You're feeling hot and uncomfortable.
You feel that trickle.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it just rolls down your back to your butt cheek, and you're like, oh, fuck, dude.
Right down the crack, too. And then it like stops.
Oh,
right
the taint, dude.
Yeah.
And dude, that starts to become like a swamp, dude. The swamp is forming. The swamp is fucking forming right now.
Oh my God, bro.
It is getting fucking sweaty down there. And it's like, please drink.
He was this, he was that, excuse after excuse after excuse. So, I mean, your bull in a China shop analogy is a really good one. And I totally get what you're saying, that we kind of hate this China shop. And so that's why you're sending in the bulls. But you're right. In that China shop, there's tons of corruption that we want to break.
The buffalo in the China shop, Scotty.
Oh, you know what happens to the Buffalo China shop? That China shop is fucking destroyed.
Destroyed, bro.
Little shop of China, little shop. Speaking as a Uyghurologist, I'm registering a mirror sheen, perhaps even full forehead saturation, ominous signs.
Yeah, we
indeed.
can only speculate on the full body potential of this. But
Yeah, but dude, look at it right in front of you, though, y'all. I mean, this is not. Look at this gentleman here. Not a drip.
Not a drip.
I mean, yeah,
not a drop.
Looks
He's
fine.
in a full ass suit with the whole choker and the whole nine, dude. And not even there's not even a moist sheen anywhere on this man.
I mean, he's like a desert right now, dude. If you took a rag and wiped his forehead underneath his arms, like you'd be like, oh, we can't even take a sweat reading.
Not a hair out of place. I mean, just absolutely like the pinnacle of put together. And then Cenk is just.
Yeah, I know why they're cutting to Cenk. Let's put it that way. We're cutting away.
See, other people agree, dude. This is a Paul. I don't see how you guys ain't seen it. Maybe it's been too long since you've seen me with a beard that's a little trimmed up. This is a Paul right here.
No, it does remind me of a Paul. I don't know. I never said it did not.
This is a botched
was that
Paul.
was that a point of contention?
A botched Paul.
TJ was saying, I don't see it.
Oh. No, dude, I must have been. I must have been ranting and raving or something. No, I definitely. This definitely gives me Paul vibes, dude.
Look at that beard, dude. That's a Paul beard, bro. That's my color.
This is like This is like respectable Paul, dude. Don't you
Yeah.
know that?
This is me if I had a pool right here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll let him get away with it. I don't think
There
It's like,
goes my hero.
Yeah, he has the saddened, wizened eyes of Paul. I agree. He looks like he's seen some shit.
Dude, he has for sure.
Wizened eyes of Paul.
myself included.
Brutal.
Corporate Paul, yeah.
Back to the point.
This is that like dark universe Paul right here.
This new group of people, this new coalition.
Oh, TJ, look at it. 73% chance.
It's up to 73 now. The needle just keeps floating.
Yes.
Yeah, the needle keeps changing.
Why is it floating up? It should be scooting back.
Nope, scooting up. 73,
Now,
baby.
we can get a shot. All of these counties, all of these suburb counties are supposed to be coming in and pushing that back.
Nope.
Dude, it's fucking it. Look, any second now, right? Look, I fucking told you guys when this night started.
Soon.
Yeah, Georgia's still stuck at that 70. Now, look, if you want to swing back, if you're hoping it's going to swing the other way, you got to hope that Georgia comes in. It's like, come on, Mala. Or it's North Carolina or something, or Pennsylvania. You got to get something called.
But if you really want that deep fucking understanding of politics,
well, I go to this guy right
Vosh is continuing to just analyze things to the nth degree.
He's deep.
He's deep up in there.
I can't hear him. You didn't share the audio.
Really?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah, here he is.
250 years ago.
Okay.
There's no modern day explanation for it. Any explanation for it today, anybody saying like, oh, it helps the smaller states get represented. No, that's just Republican horseshit. As nothing.
He's whining about the electoral college.
They only like post hoc justify it because it favors them.
It's not
because
post
the electoral
hoc
college
justified. It is in our
disproportionately favors
Constitution.
smaller states in the
If
way
you
that
do
it's
not like
allocated.
part of the
the
Constitution,
mathematics of
you
it.
can, as an American citizen, ask for it to be amended.
Yeah, and you need
And you're not.
2/3 of the states to ratify. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. If you want to have the national popular
It
vote
was for
compact,
slavery, the 3/5 compromise.
push for it.
Well, the 3/5 compromise also was made to benefit slaveholders in the electoral college with the appointment or the allocation of population with regards to like
that's true
EC votes but that was later. Yeah, that was like way later.
That was later, man. That was way on down the line.
Man,
Yeah.
is it just me
Ancient,
or is
some
this,
ancient history, dude.
is it just me or is this Vosh coverage drier than a little cat turd, bro?
It is dry as fuck, man.
If you remember the founding of our nation, it's like,
Are we the only people bringing a little bit of fucking heat to the goddamn election? Bringing a little bit of fucking joie de vivre and spice to this goddamn election?
Well, they want to pretend they're respectable.
Hey, Dr. Phil is on Daily Wire.
Oh shit, Dr. Phil! I want to hear his take.
What's Dr. Phil be doing?
Look, he supports Trump, TJ.
Election cycles, men showing up en masse to vote is a complete shift in the way that elections are.
Can I just say, by the way, that we tend to, when we talk about this, to sound like we're being very hard on women.
Shut up. Let fucking Dr. Phil
Yeah,
talk.
who's this nerd, man? Let Dr. Phil talk, you nerd.
Isn't he he's like the CEO of Daily Wire, isn't he? What the fuck
Yeah,
is
his name is literally Jeremy Boring.
Yeah, it's Jeremy Boring.
Dude,
appropriate.
Dr. Phil should stand up and stooge slap this motherfucker right here, dude.
Why don't you
shut the
Also, never interrupt me again. Great.
Your last name's appropriate because you're boring as fuck. Okay, all right. You shut your fucking ugly ass mouth. Let me talk.
You want to know what I'm shocked about?
What?
There haven't been one report yet of like a riot, unrest.
Oh, well, that'll be later. That's later.
What do you mean later? Shouldn't it be now when these polls are closing and shit?
Nah, it's gonna
We
be.
still got hope, dude.
It's gonna be when something's declared. That's when that shit start.
Oh, damn. North Dakota marijuana legalization losing by 13. I'm sorry, bro. It's North Dakota, though. What do you fucking expect?
Dude, North Dakota, dude, none of these fucking states is gonna, dude, this is not a good, it's not a bellwether election for leftist ideas, bro. It's just not doing well.
It's not. It's like, how about some legal weed? Nah.
No. We don't want legal weed. How about you let women get an abortion if they need it? No, we don't want that neither.
Luckily, though, look, I mean, Trump's going to protect all that stuff, dude. Trump's going to legalize fucking weed. I mean, look, people think Trump's hard on abortion. Look, Trump's going to fucking...
Let Dr. Phil fucking talk. Why are you fucking featuring
I
in that
know.
window if he ain't gonna fucking say shit?
That's a good point.
Let this motherfucker talk.
Dr. Phil's got to be getting bored.
I want to hear Dr. Phil fucking talk.
I like about fucking the lame-ass Ben Shapiro.
He's just like sucking off Jeremy Boring.
Iowa is legit in play at 50-50. I mean, Iowa, there were some polls.
Oh, shit, okay.
Saying
Iowa.
that maybe Iowa gonna flip, but we'll see.
That is
Okay,
kinda
damn.
crazy.
That is fucking, yeah. But you know what? We
Back
did-
out of here to talk to somebody. But before I do, Matt Walsh, I just have to congratulate you on your
Hell
movie, Am I a Racist? A comedy to DEI for. What an absolute masterpiece. Congratulations
Amen,
on
masterpiece.
what a
Matt Walsh, baby.
what a success with that movie. So thank you for that
Matt
work
Walsh
and,
is
and
great.
congratulations on the success.
Amen. Thank you so much, and we are in fact paying all of our guests to say that. So if you're wondering,
That's some funny fucking shit, bro.
Matt Walsh is on fire.
Oh, he always is. He always is. That
What a
Matt Walsh,
hideous
bro.
human being.
I wish I could say that for real. Whoa, Matt Walsh is on fire.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be really nice.
Now I would love that. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if
Vosh,
Matt
what are
Walsh
you
was on
looking?
fire?
I look over to the left. It's Vosh looking at Ohio, dude. It's
Let's
like,
look at
come on.
Ohio, guys.
Let's break down Ohio.
Let's
Trump
figure out what's
won.
going on in Ohio. Here, everyone.
Trump won Ohio, bro. Next.
We need to figure this out. Figure out this Ohio shit.
How's Pennsylvania looking, TJ? How's Pennsylvania
let's
looking?
see.
That's I'm real interested in that one. Real interested.
Very
shit.
tight. Very, very tight.
It is like even.
It's fucking practically 50-50, bro.
It's almost fucking even. It's close.
Yeah. And that's with how much in? 45? Not still a lot to fuck.
Oh, Georgia. Oh, 83% in Georgia. What were like?
Georgia has updated.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
Pennsylvania is about to flip, dude. It is 49.6 to 49.5% right now. Pennsylvania is literally dead heat right now. That is nuts.
You know another good sign? Yeah. See, this is like where so this is basically the Trump election party, but we got to keep an eye on those things too as the night goes on, because dude, if you see like people start looking dejected, it's like, oh shit, oh shit, 201, 69 points away. Votes or whatever, but to me it's points. 69 points away
from another 4 years of Trump.
What are we doing here? Georgia?
They said it couldn't happen. They didn't believe, but I believe.
I believe in miracles.
Oh shit!
Got a lot of stuff coming in here.
I mean, this is
1684. A lot of the Georgia stuff is in from the places that would really help Harris. So,
well, some, yeah, a little few outliers there.
A lot of the blue areas have been counted out pretty good.
Kind of hard to believe that she could win at this point, but
out pretty well too. So,
but maybe look, hey, maybe there's something there, TJ.
That could still go her way, but it's looking more and more like nah.
I don't think so, man.
Looking more and more now.
Joe Biden barely fucking won Georgia.
A lot of votes that could come in from there.
Yeah, like
still a lot of votes that come in from there. Still,
yeah, that's what you need. You need one of these areas to come in. I mean, well, she's down like 200,000 votes. You need something like super big. Dude.
Yeah, they're gonna have to be a lot of.
But maybe look, this thing was decided by what, like 12,000 votes last time.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be very narrow. You're right.
I don't want to say it. Look, maybe not, TJ, but if I was a betting man, TJ, which I am a betting man,
we are now though at a 75% chance of Trump victory over here on the New York Times.
Man, TJ, my fucking money.
3 out of 4 chances of Trump right there.
All right,
Montana and Utah.
You got some money down, TJ. Look, because you won't actually bet anymore, TJ. But if you imaginary money, you got imaginary $1 million, TJ. Right now, look at this map. Look at everything you see now. Who you betting for, TJ? Who you betting on?
I mean, right now it's looking favorable to Trump, but my election map has Kamala winning, and it has not yet been thwarted. So we'll see.
That's true. You know what? That's a good point.
Thank you for having the only interesting election coverage on there. I mean, we've looked around at the rest, and I can tell you,
the rest are a snooze.
The rest fucking stuck balls. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. I don't know why they can't possibly. I mean, granted, it is a fucking pretty tough one to make interesting because there's not much drama to it. It kind of just seems pretty straight up.
The tough part for us is, and I think it's also the reason we're interesting. We don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it really doesn't matter.
We're not super married to the outcome of this fucking bitch. So hit the thumbs.
I mean,
up,
no more
baby.
than my whatever shoot from the gut prediction that Donald Trump will be elected.
If this slips through, do you see another January 6th considering the starting position? It's possible considering the order in which. Yeah, I mean, look, nothing's decided yet. And this could still definitely go fucking Kamala's way. And if it does, you're going to see another. I mean, you might not see another outright January 6th, but you're going to see some unrest for sure.
We want a little eye bleach, gentlemen?
I definitely do.
Dogs, cats, or other?
Give me a kitty.
Want a kitty cat?
Yeah, I want a kitty cat this time.
Okay, you got it.
I want a kitty cat.
You got it, friend. Give me one sec. All righty, here we go.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome, dude. Oh, that's awesome. I love that
That's
cat.
awesome.
This
That's an
cat
awesome
loves him
thing.
a tunnel, dude.
I'm in the doghouse at the moment, and I want to take a moment to say I love my beautiful girlfriend. Also, great show. The most honest, entertaining coverage in the world. Yang gang.
Look what I did. Look,
a lot of problems.
What I did was wrong. It's very wrong. It's locker room talk. Locker room talk.
Yang gang.
So there you go, folks. There's your palate cleanser. Look, not everything is bad. That kitty exists out there somewhere. Oh, wait, hold on. Breaking news. That cat was hit by a car.
Damn, brutal.
That's so sad, dude.
Brutal.
That's like way sadder than this election, even.
77% chance of Trump victory over the New York Times now.
Oh. go.
Vosh chat is losing it. He's going all cope. Ooh, shit, really?
Let's check. Let's
Oh
check.
yes, breaking news. Breaking news alert. Cope is going on massively. We've heard. Let us see. We take you live to massive Cope Fest.
His stream is getting all fucking low fuck quality. What the fuck?
Is he having problems?
I don't know. Let me see. Maybe it's just my shit. Yeah, I went down to 144p for some reason.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Here, I'll
garbo,
fucking
bro.
fix that shit.
Yeah, it's fixed. All right, TJ, we go live now.
Oh, sorry.
Muted.
Anytime now.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
There it goes.
He's not muted. He's just
Why
not
they call
talking.
Indiana, even though only 60% of the votes were counted, to spite you personally. Colorado called. Colorado called.
Do you feel the elation?
Man,
Do you feel the energy just
the
radiating off?
positivity is just
Isn't it reasonable
radiating
to be
off of
afraid?
the stream
Yeah,
right
well,
now.
You're still responsible for your behavior.
Oh, there he goes, TJ.
Being afraid is
Oh,
a
he-
feeling.
oh,
Being
he
annoying
did
is a choice.
Gotta fucking
You
adjust
adjusted
that
it.
pocket,
Dude,
baby. He did one of his self-soothing behaviors.
Truly,
Aw.
election nights are miserable. Maybe for you, Benjamin.
But for me, it's great.
I'm wearing a
Love
nice
this right
suit
now.
jacket.
I'm so happy
Well,
right now.
sport
And
jacket.
Vaush Kaczynski
This is
continuously adjusts his pocket handkerchief. This is known as a self-soothing technique and may be indicative of cope.
Oh, let me just adjust my beard again. Oh yeah, looking nice.
Join Explore with us tonight on the little boy that thought this election was going to be a blowout.
So, let's see.
Could be a blowout in a direction they're not expecting.
Yeah, it could be a blowout in my pants here in a minute, man. That pizza's starting to hit.
Oh, is
The election day cake is ready. Fucking A right.
yes!
Election
Huzzah!
cake.
You guys
Election
actually made an
cake.
election cake?
Election cake. Election cake.
Is it cool though?
Oh, that is a good point.
Is it like ready, like as in ready to eat, or is it ready as in it's out of the oven and it's cooling down? I know presidents are only supposed to serve 2 terms, was implied to be consecutive, meaning if Trump wins tonight, can he run in 2028?
Well,
no, it's
no,
not.
he
Consecutive.
cannot.
It's just 2 terms. At least I think that's how it is.
Well, he doesn't need to run when he's a dictator, TJ.
And Pennsylvania. Did I say Pennsylvania? I didn't say Pennsylvania. And Pennsylvania. That too.
Okay. What is it to?
Pennsylvania has flipped Trump.
Oh, let's go look.
50.5%,
Yeah, you people don't hold.
48.6%.
You're full of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Me? Diamond hands.
Diamond hands?
Diamond hands, bro? What the fuck is that, bro?
Okay, back to the 270 to win election map. Let's reset. There we go. Okay, so let's say
Yeah, that's great, buddy. That's real good. All right, hold
Buddy.
on. So this guy claims he has proof of the burrito thing.
He sent you the proof?
I mean, I think so. Let's see. He says, okay, here he says he's got the proof here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look at this shit and see if this is the proof or whatever. All right. So we got the supposed proof here. Let's see what the fuck is going on. Let's see if this is legit.
going to go blue is going red, and every state that we thought was going to go blue is going blue. Wait, red. Maybe I need a second burrito.
Yeah, second burrito, which implies a first
there is
burrito.
no proof. There is no. But okay. Perhaps he's referring to a breakfast burrito he ate hours prior to this stream even starting, TJ.
All right.
There was no proof there. That is an offhanded comment. That does not.
Well, there was
confirm
evidence.
I have just eaten a burrito.
He said, perhaps I need a second burrito,
I'll give
which
you bad
implies the
news out of
first
New York
burrito.
if you want. I'm aware that the needle is tilting towards
I
Trump. in
didn't hear
New York,
nothing, dude.
and that might be the case. And we have a whole video out on what happens if Trump wins. I'm
Oh,
giving you
shit.
my opinion. If all I do is just regurgitate,
It's time for us to march into the camps.
Sorry, TJ.
Man.
Auschwitz is back.
Oh man, dude.
Time to smoke some crack.
Man, I try to talk TJ into it.
78% chance Trump victory right now. New York Times, baby.
I try to tell y'all.
Those odds are fucking going crazy, bro.
78% now.
So let's see.
was to happen.
I told you, dude.
Pennsylvania just flipped Trump, bro.
Pennsylvania 50.3 to 48.7 favor Trump.
Let's see. Exit polls.
Where's that?
How are those? Okay, so let's see.
Let's see.
So men 56% voted for Trump, 42% for Kamala, women 53% or 55. They make it 50% of the electorate. White 44%, Kamala 54% for Trump, black 90%. Oh, damn, Kamala got them 9% for Trump. Hispanic Latino 50 or 6% of the vote, I guess. 57% for Kamala. Trump competitive 42, but overall, you'd figure this would. Well, I guess white people do make up a huge part of the electorate there, but only I guess overall,
Did you see the
54%.
Did you see the Amish carriages with Trump flags on them clogging their way to the polls?
Damn, really?
Yeah. Look, dude.
I'm waiting. I thought Amish people didn't even like believe in voting and shit.
Well, these do.
Can we all have some sympathy for the Dems? It's got to be hard to be right wingers while pretending not to be and trying to get lefty votes. I know
that is true.
It's hard walking that line because you're mine. I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Dude, I'm calling my map's still gonna play, dude.
I keep my eyes wide.
Trump's gonna win
open
Pennsylvania
all the time.
But I think you're shitting Arizona. Didn't you call Arizona for Kamala?
Yeah, we'll see. But
I
it's
think
not looking
that's-
good for her right there, right now, because that was going to be if she was able to flip something, and now it's looking like she can't flip shit. So I'm not sure about that Arizona call anymore. But so far, I have not been decisively defied on my map.
Not yet, DJ.
But we shall see. If
Not
Trump-
yet, DJ.
we got a Trump victory fucking looming, then I'm definitely wrong because my map has Kamala winning. So
Well, Pennsylvania at 52%, Georgia 85, North Carolina 72 or 73. I mean, she needs some good news.
no good news here.
How about Michigan?
Where's
Michigan?
the good news?
Michigan still toss up.
Okay. Pennsylvania
She's
still toss.
maintaining a little bit of a lead there, but not much.
Trump winning Wisconsin right now, but not how much in though?
By very, very slim.
But 48%. I mean, that's
Still
not
48%.
nothing.
I mean, that's 46, I think. But yeah.
Oh, you're right. It is 46.
But yeah. No good news for her, though.
I mean, there's got to be something.
Not much. Grasping at straws if you're trying to fucking make the case right now. I mean, it ain't impossible. She's still got plenty of roots, but they're fucking closing. They closing fast, baby. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will see.
I mean, right now, I think most of the fucking reason it's turning that way is because she's losing Georgia and North Carolina, but I already had her losing those on my map.
Yeah, to me, this is not that shocking yet.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't really understand why this big fucking lean on their part to Trump when, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see nothing surprising me right now.
Well, here's the surprise for a lot of people. And I've been watching it across the board. I mean, Kyle wasn't the only one. No. There are people that were leaning into this like Kamala's numbers are being unreported. This is going to be a fucking wash. She's going to pick up some surprise wins. She's going to do way overperform the polls. And that's not happening.
No, it's not. We're not seeing that. We are seeing the coin flip scenario play out right now. And right now, I guess it's favoring Trump according to this. But as far as I'm looking at it, I'm not seeing anything that surprises me. Everything fucking so far seems to be in tandem with what I predicted. So I'm not seeing anything that's shocking my ass.
Well, except Pennsylvania at this point.
Well, Pennsylvania seems like it's leaning.
But that's still a toss.
But I mean, it's still considered a toss up at this point with the fucking shit.
If Pennsylvania goes R, though, your map.
Then my map is wrong.
Right.
If Pennsylvania goes R, then my map is fucked.
And the only difference between your map
if Pennsylvania
and my map,
goes R, we might as well just be like done.
I gave Trump Pennsylvania in my map. That had I was the only one on the show that had a map that was leaning Trump.
If Trump wins Pennsylvania, then this election is pretty much done. That pretty much is the signal.
Maybe a repeat of 2000. None of the signs that were there in 2000, like early voting and fucking shit, is off the charts this year.
Yeah, it is.
So this is my map.
Shit is not happening this year.
This is the map that I have. This is the map I made yesterday as my prediction. So Yeah. So far, nothing in defiance of what I've believed. But if Pennsylvania flips for Trump, then yes, this map will be.
I see your map is pretty much
fucked.
accurate, except that I flipped that to Trump, and then it's 270 to 268, and that's it. It's a fucking squeaker. It looks so like up. She comes real close, but Trump fucking squeaks out tiny ass fucking little victory.
What makes you think Michigan is going to be solid?
I don't think Michigan and those places are going to be solid. So I just think that she's going to be able to win those states. I think a lot of the uncommitted voters there are just ultimately going to go, well, I think Kamala is going to be slightly better on that Palestinian issue. I think a lot of people are just going to say fuck it.
Isn't Wisconsin red right now? Yeah, but it's still considered. If you look at how the New York Times is tabulating it, it's still tabulating as a total toss-up.
Right.
At least last I looked.
Oh shit!
What?
80% chance for Trump.
Oh my god!
Yeah, up to 80.
Fuck, dude. This is feeling like, dude.
Toss up.
That's how I felt. But you know what? This how the one part of me is like, okay, start popping open the champagne. But the other part of me is like, dude, Hillary had the same shit.
2024.
Hillary had the same shit on all these sites. I'm like 99% chance of Hillary.
Yeah, but not on election night. I mean,
It was.
Results are coming in.
Dude, there was shit that was like, I mean, pretty until like some big states finally got switched. I mean, then it started switching over, but for a long time, it was like overwhelming. It was over fucking whelming in her favor.
Feels like 2016. Don't really feel like 2016. I mean, 2016 was way more. There was way more oomph to 2016. This feels way more like a slog to me than 2016 did. That's why I think when we've turned into every other political stream going on right now, it's all boring shit.
Oh, it's very boring.
It's all boring shit and cope because this ain't no thrilling election in my book.
I'm done pretending Florida and Texas are swing states. They're red. What happens every election cycle? It's like the false hope. It's like, hey guys, maybe we can flip it this time. And you could. It is possible. I'm not saying, but like
meat spins for Trump.
You would just need way more active political engagement in that by people who are left leaning in those states to do that, and that hasn't happened. Florida especially. Florida. I mean, if we're looking like there's a little like blurb here. Every candidate has reported at least 95% of its expected vote in Florida has shifted right compared with 2020. Miami-Dade shifted 19 points. Hillsborough shifted 10 points. Palm Beach shifted 12 points. Everything in Florida has shifted right.
Yeah.
So if anyone is even trying to entertain that as a swing state, then I want someone what they're fucking smoking, bro, because they high as a fucking.
No, Florida's gone. Florida's a red state in my book.
Yeah, Texas is much closer.
Florida,
to that dream.
people are just fucking living in the past where Florida and Ohio were swing states, and they're not no more.
Yeah, when I was a kid, they were.
They ain't. They ain't now. And fucking Vosh is now just talking about some hurricane in the fucking Gulf. He's just like, yeah, hurricanes are coming. Anyway,
it looks like it might hit right at Louisiana too.
Yeah, good.
By calling up mom, like, shit, Raphael's coming for you.
Take it out.
One of the Ninja Turtles is coming to get you.
Take it out, baby. I'm gonna go check on this fucking election cake, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like, I want some fucking election cake too, bro. That's not fair that you guys get election cake.
We'll see. 81% chance of Trump winning now.
Dude, that's hella not fair.
All right, TJ, I need some election cake, dude.
Don't you missed my super chat.
Motherfucking election cake, motherfucker!
Yeah!
Yes!
Whoa!
Election day!
Whoa!
Yes! Election cake! Election cake! Election cake! How fucking beautiful that thing is.
Election day, baby!
Wow.
That actually looks like
So beautiful.
Great. Yeah. That's a great cake.
That's so beautiful.
Election
Amazing.
day.
That is amazing. Virginia flip back blue. Oh, that's disappointing.
Well, I mean, Virginia has been leaned blue the whole time.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
New York Times been calling it likely blue the whole day.
I mean, come on.
Or the whole time it was being counted. So.
Oh, Zilla got stuck.
Poor Zill got stuck. Poor Zill. Poor stuck Zill. Toss up, toss up, toss up. The November surprise is a hurricane destroying a bunch of ballots. Well, it's too late. The hurricane's going to hit long after the ballots have been fucking counted. So, Hillary in the house.
Come on, Arizona, don't let us down. Arizona is going to let you down because Pennsylvania is going to go. But TJ's map already called it. Arizona, Nevada. Kamala's going to win those states, but Pennsylvania, she ain't going to win it.
Right now, they're saying Arizona leans are, but they've been saying that.
I think she's going to win it, dude.
I think there's a good chance of her.
She's going to win that shit, dude. She's going to win Nevada, and it's gonna have all those West
Sir,
Coast
the
states.
second hand has hit Americas.
With Pennsylvania.
Time for election cake and sodomy.
Whoa.
CAC is
CAC,
how I read
dude.
that, sir.
CAC, my
CAC.
man. 82% chance of Trump victory.
It just keeps
Keeps
creeping up,
going.
doesn't
Keeps
it?
creeping up. Keeps creeping up.
What are they basing that on?
I don't know, really. I don't know what their metric is.
The algorithm's telling them, man, it's like Trump.
They have some kind of algorithm, but I don't know how it works, so I can't explain.
The
it to you.
needle's early take. Trump is now has a narrow but clear favorite to win in Georgia and North Carolina. If he does,
Harris would probably need to sweep the 3 northern swing states. A real possibility, but a tall order.
so it's just saying if it's looking like he's going to win those states, and by winning those states, she has a narrower path to winning.
But once again, I must put up my election map and show you that I did not have her winning either of those states. I never thought she was going to win them.
Yeah, fair enough.
And she still does win the whole shebang. So far, not been defied, but if she loses Pennsylvania, she's fucked with a capital F.
Well, TJ, I think you're going to have a very bad night then.
Gonna have a bad night if she can't win Pennsylvania, baby.
Pennsylvania, TJ, I mean, look, you called Virginia
And if she
too.
loses Michigan or Wisconsin too, then it's just a total Trump
Yeah,
rout.
that's
Then
over
it's
with.
just fucking Trump fucking all the way, baby.
Yeah, Minnesota, I believe, will vote for her.
Well, Minnesota's a fucking
Yeah, but
Minnesota's
Wisconsin and Michigan have. Yeah,
she's
you're right.
favored to win that shit.
Absolutely have to. TJ?
Minnesota's not even a swing, baby.
Thank you.
And you guys are fucked up by having that cake right up in my face, dude. Right up in a brother's face, too. And there's
It's
a
not my
cakeless
fault you didn't
man.
get an election cake, dude.
Well, I didn't know that there was even a fucking election cake thing.
Yeah,
That was even real.
We made it up, bro. Why shouldn't there be an election cake?
Or maybe I would have baked myself a fucking election cake. You guys are sons of bitches.
Dude, this election cake, everyone should do election cakes from now on. This is a good ass motherfucker.
Dude, this is worse than Trump winning the election. No, it's okay, baby. Amelia brought me cookie dough. She's like, "Here, baby." No, if you want to make cookies, you can. I'm just joking. I don't want that dry ass nasty election cake anyway.
It's pretty
Look,
moist.
dude, both of those motherfuckers wishing for a glass of milk more than anything right now.
Wait,
Scotty
Jank
looks
left
like
his
he
own
could
show.
fucking-
Is that true?
Scotty looks like he could destroy a glass of milk, dude. It looks like